So, dispatch. Let me go ahead and do this. Just get this menu screen here, just so y'all can see that. So this is just a heads up. This is not my first time playing this. This is not a blind run. I have now played through this entire thing twice, experimenting and exploring different options and choices. Because I'm gonna just say this right up front. Even though this is not by name a Telltale game, this is a Telltale game. Just because the company is no longer like the name on it does not mean that it's not a Telltale game. For one thing, it may not be the company, but it's the same people. In the advertisement promotion for this game, they said the people who worked on games like The Wolf Among Us and Tales from the Borderlands worked on this game. This is also in collaboration with Critical Role. For those of you who have seen them do their streams and such, it includes, of course, people I'm sure you all know, like Travis Willingham, Laura Bailey, and Matt Mercer, along with some others like Ashley Johnson. And you guys will know them from various different things. Obviously, I'm sure y'all know who Laura Bailey is. I mean, she's done so much voice acting. I, of course, know her as Jaina Proudmoore in World of Warcraft, but she's done so many other roles in this throughout her career. So is her husband, Travis Willingham, which is just so cute and so wonderful. He, of course, does the very like I am a mighty paladin, he voices Turalian in World of Warcraft. He also voices Gazlowe, the goblin. He also voiced Superman. What's funny is that there was a game, I forget what the game is called, but he played Superman and Laura Bailey played Lois Lane. And this is in a timeline where the two of them are married and they actually have a kid. So they got to basically be Superman and Lois as a married couple. And of course, the actors are married in real life. And I love that. That's just so cute. Matt Mercer, I'm sure y'all know. For my Overwatch friends who I know, y'all will know Matt Mercer, of course, as Cassidy. I'm not gonna say who he plays in this game, and that's a massive spoiler. But let's just say when you hear his voice, you of course will know him. And they hold off letting you hear his voice for a reason. We don't get to hear his voice for a long time in this game, and that's on purpose. Because it would be a massive spoiler early on who he actually is. But there's numerous other voices, iconic voices. There's also some streamers in this game. I absolutely love it. There's some streamers that y'all probably know that are in this game voicing characters like Jacksepticeye. There's also Alana Pierce. She used to work at IGN, but she left, and she's a streamer now as well. There's some others as well. I mentioned Laura Bailey. I'm trying to think of any other ones. And of course Charlie, or as you guys probably know as Moist Critical. He's in this as well. There's a number of people you guys are going to hear and recognize in this game, and that is part of the fun. It's also fun to go and watch them stream this game, knowing that they are in this game, and they get to react to what happens. Because, and I think Alana shared this, a lot of the times they're just brought in to record lines, but they don't get to know, what happens. Like, they're asked to record certain lines. They may get a little bit of context, but they're not told things that are like spoilers and stuff for the story. So they don't exactly get a heads up on what's going to happen. They're just aware of certain lines that they were asked to record as their characters. So that is quite fun to see. I've been enjoying watching various different people play, and that is part of the fun of. I'm just going to let y'all know. I'm just going to instinctively, constantly refer to this as Telltale. I don't care if it's not Telltale by name. This is in every way imaginable. At its heart and core. From how it looks, from how it plays, everything about this screams Telltale game to me. And I'm just going to constantly refer to it as Telltale. Now, I have a massive long history with Telltale games. Not just personally, but as a content creator. As y'all know, and can see my bio, I've been doing this for 12 years now, making content creation here, mainly on YouTube and now here on Twitch. Do y'all know what the first ever playthrough I did on YouTube was 12 years ago? A Telltale game. It was Back to the Future, the game. I was trying to get word out about how this was essentially the Back to the Future sequel we never got. And how this was basically for some films, or, because unfortunately, because as we know, a lot of the times we reach a point where they just can't do it anymore in terms of making them as movies, the actors, and whatever. Like, other things happen and it just can't work out that way. But this allows them to actually explore doing that without having to make them, be the full-on actors and everything that goes into making a movie. As y'all know, making a movie and making a video game are two completely different things. So being able to, say, have Christopher Lloyd come in and just simply voice act as Doc Brown, and in that game they couldn't get Michael J. Fox to come back because he was going through some stuff, because as we all know, Michael J. Fox is struggling with Parkinson's and such. So he was not up for coming back when they were first making it, because he just wasn't able to do so for health reasons and such. So they had somebody else come in and play Marty. However, later on, Michael J. Fox was feeling better, so they actually came back as a cameo, which was a great cameo. But the point I'm making is that they were able to do this whole Back to the Future story that takes place after the 3 movies because of the game, because it's a venue that allows them to do stuff like that. And that's one of the reasons why that was one of the first playthroughs I did on my channel, because I was trying to spread the word out about it to everybody. So I, of course, have also done some other Telltale games on my channel as well. I've done The Walking Dead. I also did the 2nd season of The Walking Dead. I have done the Batman Telltale game, the first one. I haven't done the second one because I have mixed feelings about the 2nd season of that one, of the Batman game. I haven't done The Wolf Among Us, and I haven't done Tales from the Borderlands, but let's just say there are certain reasons for that. For one thing, the Borderlands one, it's mainly a copyright issue, because there's a lot of licensed music. And here's the thing. Oh, I've also done Telltale's Guardians of the Galaxy, but that's different. Now, I mentioned the copyright thing. Here's the thing. Back when they were doing those games, they didn't really care about giving the option to content creators about things like censorship, because they weren't really thinking about things that we content creators have to deal with on a regular basis when it comes to creating content for platforms like Twitch and YouTube. Obviously they have their rules about what kind of content can be in our videos and on our streams, right? So a lot of the times, for a very long time, most companies, if not all video game companies, just didn't care about that. They weren't thinking about that. It was a different time. However, these days, companies like, I'm just going to call them Telltale. I don't even know what the company's called. To me, they're Telltale, and they always will be Telltale, because they've just done this for so many years. It's just ingrained into my mind. And they did this towards the tail end of their time as Telltale before they became this new company. But in the Guardians of the Galaxy game, they introduced something that I very much appreciated. It was the option to change the licensed music that was in the game into something that wasn't licensed. Because they understood that we are in an era where these games are going to get streamed and going to get recorded for content creation. And because of that, they understand the struggles that we content creators have to go through when it comes to things like copyright and such. It's a massive, it's the biggest struggle that we have to deal with. I cannot tell you how. I mean, I haven't dealt with it as much as other people have, I'm sure, but like, there are some things I just have not been able to do because of copyright. I've even, of course, had some scares of possible copyright issues that could have actually threatened my channel. It's a massive problem. So I appreciate, here's one of the things I like about this game and what this company is doing, and they started doing this with the Guardians of the Galaxy game. They didn't just add options for replacing licensed music, they also added options to help censor some things to make it easier on the content creators to post these things without risk of, having it taken down or for whatever reason. They want to still provide that content for you in a mature fashion because they want to treat you like an adult and such, and be able to just kind of do what they want with with the game and their story. But they understand the struggles of the content creator, and I appreciate that they have added these options. And I really wish more companies would start doing this. And I'm not just talking about like the music, but there's other things like there is nudity in this game, and there's of course lots of cursing, but they do provide you the options to censor all that if you don't want it. If you want it for your own personal off time, that's one thing. But if you're doing this from a content creation perspective, it's probably a excellent option for you to have. And that's up to you whether or not you actually want it. Of course, some people may not fully know what's coming, and that's one of the reasons why I played this ahead of time before I decided to stream this for y'all. Because I was also looking to possibly upload these to YouTube. We'll see whether or not that actually ends up happening or not. But yeah. Let's just say I am probably going to be utilizing at least the visual censorship. I'm still on the fence about censoring the profanity. But then again, that's not really. I'm sure a lot of y'all are like, "Oh, come on." So, but it's not necessarily. The reason why I'm considering it is that it's not necessarily about me or about those of y'all who don't care about it. It's for those who do, because there are some that want to be able to watch or enjoy these things without having to hear all that stuff. Because for some people, it does bother them, and I don't blame them for wanting that stuff to be bleeped out so they don't have to hear it. Because you probably will know what's being said, but you don't necessarily want to hear it. It's like when you hear somebody say the R word or imply the R word. You don't necessarily want to hear that word, even if you understand what they're saying. So, as far as what we are going to be doing, well, that's actually what I was kind of like contemplating and debating. Now, I've swapped to a brand new save file because there are multiple save files here. And I don't think... Alright, let me hold... Because that's actually spoiling. But you'll see there's 8 episodes here. And there's 4 save slots. So I've swapped to a brand new save slot for a brand new game, which defaults to... The menu screen here is going to change after each episode, which is cool. There's also stuff you can unlock and look at as you play through the game. So, like, for example, there's some comics here that will actually explore and explain certain relationships and certain aspects of the lore, but only after you play certain episodes. When you encounter something, then you're like, why did such and such react that way? And then you can look and be like, oh, now I understand. So... one of the other things I actually really like about this compared to other Telltale games is that this game can actually be pretty fun to play from the main core gameplay here, which is obviously we know Telltale games as being a very story and narrative driven game. This is one of the ways I've described this type of game to people. Imagine you get to interact with a TV show that you're watching, like on Netflix or whatever streaming service you're using, and you get to make choices that affect how the show goes. That reminds me, they also did a Game of Thrones game as well. I didn't really want to... I'm a little bitter about that one, partly because of my bitter feelings towards the show, but also towards the fact that they never did a second season. They ended it on a cliffhanger, shock of shocks, and then they didn't follow up on it. They've never finished that. So I was like, okay, if they don't want to finish that, then why should I bother caring about it or getting invested or doing a playthrough of it, So, but in case you're wondering, yes, like you can go look up Telltale and you can see all the games that they have done over the years. They are worth trying out at least once. Whether or not you want to play them again or do different choices, that's probably going to be up to you and whether or not you enjoyed it enough. So, but just a heads up, this is not going to be a long stream because I do have to go to bed at a decent time tonight because I got a long 12 to 9:30 shift tomorrow. So I want to see if I can get a decent amount of sleep. So even though I apologize that this is a late start, I think we will definitely do do episode 1. We might, depending on how long this goes, we'll probably also do episode 2. And then, depending on how long it takes, maybe episode 3, but we'll probably hold off on that. I'm not entirely sure. So, but anyways, what do y'all say we start Dispatch? ADHOC Studio is apparently the name of their company now. Again, I still just see Telltale. Actually, hold on a second. I just noticed
Obviously,
something.
I love...
Hold on. I just forgot. So, when you start a new one, they offer you these options. Let me go through these options. Let me tell you what I'm talking about, what I have these set for. So, QuickTime events. You can actually have the option to either turn these on and make the scenes interactive, or turn them off and have them be cinematic and you can just watch. I hate QuickTime events. I really do. I can't stand them. I've always hated them. I honestly prefer to just sit back and just watch the scene. I know that makes it less interactive, but I really do not like QuickTime events. I know there's like a couple of extra scenes you can get if you fail QuickTime events, but I honestly don't care. They're not that big a deal. You can also set it where you have unlimited hacking attempts. There is a hacking minigame in this. It's not bad. And sometimes you can have limited attempts, or you can give yourself as many attempts as you want. You can also have it be a timer, though. If you have unlimited attempts, I'm pretty sure the timer goes away. Again, I'm trying to also do a run where how it goes is not dependent on whether or not I failed a hacking attempt or not. So I'm leaving that turned on. If you want subtitles to be bigger, to be more visible, you can be able to do that. I wanted to applaud the options that they have in this game. Being able to have subtitles, the speaker names, so you can know who's talking. You can have it change the subtitle color per character, which is pretty cool. You can have animation on for, where it's like, it'll like do it one at a time as opposed to just putting them all there at once. And you can also have a background to make it more visible. Like having a black background with the letters being white definitely makes it much easier to see. And of course you can affect how thick the background is to definitely make it easier. So we'll go ahead and set it to 70, I guess, just to make sure. Filters. Now here's the options I was talking about. Replace licensed music, profanity censorship, and visual censorship. Allow the remote analytics. Yeah, okay, sure. I think I've had this off, but we'll go and turn it on, I guess. I honestly don't really know or care about this, if I'll be entirely honest, but whatever. But yeah, we're leaving visual censorship on. I wish this option... So, you want to know why I haven't done a playthrough of The Wolf Among Us on my channel? Because this option is not there. If they added visual censorship as an option to Wolf Among Us, I would do a playthrough of that. Because I love Wolf Among Us, but there is nudity in that I wish I had this visual censorship option for, just because I don't really want it on my channels. That's just me. Okay, so I'm actually very much considering leaving the profanity censorship on, just because I imagine some of y'all are going to laugh at the amount of bleeps, 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 bleep, beep, bleep, beep, beep, beep that is going to be in this game, because it's going to be a lot. There's a lot of cursing in this game, and the amount of bleeps you would be hearing if this is turned on is actually quite funny, if I'll be entirely honest. So... I know some of y'all are probably like, oh, come on, but honestly, for comedy's sake, I think leaving that on is actually going to make it rather funny. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave that on. And then, of course, we have the display settings, we have the sound settings, which I don't think I need to change anything, if I'll be entirely honest. And accessibility. There is a colorblind mode for this. For those of you who are colorblind and are curious about that. Monitor visual warping. Monitor additive FX. And of course, like I said, you can change the size of the subtitles if you want to be standard or larger. So, anyways, Now that I've shown you all that, let's actually go ahead and play the game.
He's my dad. What does that mean? Just say what you want to say.
It's just, when you add obviously, it feels a little less obvious. So, I'll ask again. How do you really feel about your father? It's as if maybe it's a little more complicated than you feel comfortable admitting, which is completely understandable.
Look, I love my dad, all right? I love my dad. That's the truth.
Loved.
That's what I said.
You said love. Your dad's dead, so you don't love him. You loved him.
Just so sensitive. Listen, if I didn't love him, we wouldn't be here, right?
We don't have to get into it.
Nope, we're in it now. Why would I be trying to find the man who killed him if I didn't love him? Why would I be doing any of this? Shit. My nose is bleeding. Thought I was getting emotionally snotty.
No, it's probably from when I kicked you in the face.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. So, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna hang you off.
I was wondering what the
and you're gonna tell me where Shroud is, or I'm going to drop you to your death.
Come on, I thought we were having a breakthrough.
Hey, we did. You know, for being a real piece of shit, you're pretty easy to talk to, but the only breakthrough I need right now is the location of Shroud.
That's right. Where is the streamer? No, I'm out. It's hard not to joke about Shroud while you're in this.
I'm not telling you you loser.
See, this is more like how I thought this would go.
I hope Shroud kills you just like he killed your father. I hope he spanks your little daddy as you to death, you hear me? Are we outside?
Windy up here tonight.
Why are we outside?
No telling.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing at the amount of beep bleeping that's going on with the sensor. Beep 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 beep. That's gonna be a constant thing.
Where you live.
It sounds so funny.
Wait!
I have neighbors. Use your inside voice and just tell me where Shroud is.
Okay. Steel mill, Llewellyn Steelworks. Okay.
You sure about that?
Yes, please. That's all I know.
Stop screaming.
Help!
Hey, I will pull you up if you quiet the down.
Help!
So, you might be wondering, how are you going to play Robert in this run? Well, that's an interesting question. I will probably admit a lot of my views on the whole, like, being a hero thing has probably been shaped growing up being a fan of Batman, you know, and specifically the Kevin Conroy Batman. There are it depends which Batman we're talking about, but if you're familiar with the Batman from, say, the Arkham games or the animated series, you'll probably understand the direction I'm going here.
Honestly, it was nice talking to someone about this stuff. I guess what I'm saying is,
But not
really glad I
entirely.
kidnapped you tonight.
Because obviously Batman, the real option I would have loved to have had here, unfortunately these Telltale games don't always give you the option that you actually want, but the option I would have loved would have been the whole, he drops him, but then like catches him before he hits the ground, and then pulls him back up like, are you ready to talk now? You know, because that's what Batman would have done. I'd say this is Stark preparing to go out as Iron Man, but it's not quite the same thing. Mecha. This is Mecha Snake. I'm in.
He's here!
See, isn't this nice? I don't have to deal with any quick time events. I can just sit back and relax, watch the cutscene. It's nice. Again, screw quick time events. So, this is the hacking minigame. You, of course, use WASD to
Time to finish
control it.
this.
Definitely utilize it for like the majority of this, along with an occasional mouse button press. But
All right.
you, of course, also use E for this. Actually, I think it's this first down here.
All right, next one. Just one more. All right, got it.
There we go. Oh, also, if you're wondering, I should mention, if you looked at the stream title, if you're wondering why are you calling this HR violation the game, you'll see. This game has quite a good amount of humor. All right, so I did the whole joke with the bleeps with the censor for the profanity. I'll go ahead and turn it off now. All right, for those of you who are like, oh come on, all right, fine, I'll turn it off so y'all can hear the filthy potty mouths these guys have. By the way, I should point out the profanity censor thing also applies to your dialogue choices. So if you have an option to like curse in the dialogue one, it actually censors that. See?
Hey, can I get a copy of that video when we're through here? Because it's over, Shroud. And it would be nice to watch that back at a different angle.
Oh no, it's over, Shroud.
All this build up, face to face with your father's killer, and you come in here with that lame shit?
Oh look, it's the same
Where
guy.
the fuck is Shroud?
He'll be here in a bit. Oh, hey! After our conversation, I asked him about your dad. Fun little tidbit. He was very well hydrated. Turns out right after Shroud shot him in the chest, your dad pissed his pants. Bet you didn't know that, huh? So after that bullet tore through his insides, he still had enough time to know how absolutely fucked he was and just pissed himself like a little bitch. It was like so much piss. Because your dad was wearing shorts, so
Hey.
it just kept...
I get it.
Brandon Aubrey lines up, kicks it, and it's good! 3 points for the Cowboys! I'm turning it back on, actually. Just because I think the humor of the bleeps will be quite entertaining. You're also about to see why the visual censorship thing is an option here.
Can we just skip to the part where you reveal your bull superpower so we can fight for real?
Aha.
Cool. So, you, got some kind of clever supervillain name?
You can call me toxic.
Bro, that works on so many levels for you.
Yeah, no that's the point! Shroud's augments are pretty good when normies like you use them. But when you put them on someone who already has powers,
and chef's kiss.
The black visual sensor box just following the whole time is so funny. It's one thing, like, I'll be... beep, 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 beep. Oh, man. Kudos to whoever it was that worked on making sure that box stayed in that spot every time that during these scenes. Who had to track making sure that box never showed anything. Kudos to whoever did
Figures.
It's Bubblegum Man! Man, toxicity sure can take a beating. I would have said, like, heads up. Beep.
Hurry!
Excuse me. Oh, gosh. Oh, wow. Sorry, guys. I want to know if that guy with the red swords is called Scimitar. Oh my gosh, he's here! It's Shroud!
So, what do you got left on them shields? I said 40%, but Boss Man says you're down to 28. And he is not wrong about these things. Good news, buddy. Shroud says he just wants the Astral Pulse, which we all know isn't really yours anyway.
System check. Calculate the damage per second hitting shields. Then tell me how many seconds I need to divert Astral Pulse energy to rocket boosters.
12.89 seconds of damage before critical.
Oh hey, Boss Man says if you're planning on diverting pulse power to the boosters, it won't work. This is a limited time offer, dude. What's up? You were so talkative earlier. I'm just the messenger here.
He says you're not calculating that stuff to your leg, dog.
Hey, great! All going to plan. Now get out of there, babe.
Come on! status?
Pulse status stable. Foreign device detected.
Uh-oh. Boom.
Warning. Warning.
Welcome to dispatch. You're probably wanting to know a bit more about what's going on. Well, now the show will help, rather, the game, excuse me,
Just over 4 months
will
ago
help
that
catch you up on
images
that.
like this were recorded across the Southland. Videos flooded social media and our newsroom, showing what many thought to be the death of Mecha Man. Again. For nearly 50 years, a Mecha Man has protected Los Angeles. Built by an ordinary civilian with no superpowers. This first suit was dubbed by some fans as Mecha Man Prime. 3 generations of pilot, their identities kept secret, have given everything to protect this community, including their lives. After the tragic passing of Prime, the next Mecha Man, known as Astral, teamed up with a star-studded superhero group known as the Brave Brigade, leading to an unprecedented period of peace in the Southland.
I love that the guy on the
After
left
years
over there looks like Cobra Commander. Right? He's got the mask on everything. He's like, Cobra!
loyal service, tragedy struck again when Shroud, a former Brave Brigade member turned villain, killed the pilot
Elliot
of Mecha Man
Connors.
in cold blood. But yet again, as hope was lost, a third generation of Mecha Man emerged. A Mecha Man for the modern era. A bulwark against organized crime in the greater Los Angeles area. Until today. Earlier today, Mecha Man broke his silence and addressed the media.
So, if that's not entirely clear, this is not exactly a world where vigilantes are new. Okay? Vigilantes, superheroes, they've been around for a while. They're kind of an established thing. So it's not like we have some kind of conflict between the police and superheroes and vigilantes, like we would say in Batman Begins, you know, something like that. As you're going to find out, they actually work together quite a bit. Like, in a more organized corporate fashion, more so than you probably expect. But I should let you know that there are certain choices I'm doing, and again, these were kind of like, I had to see what was going to happen and such, where I was like, oh, I probably like that choice more. They may not be the most, like, idealistic or heroic choice to make, but probably more satisfying from a character perspective. And I say that after having pulled him back instead of letting him drop out of the apartment earlier, but anyways.
There's been a lot of speculation about my health and the state of the Mecha Man suit, and I'm here to put that speculation to rest. The suit has been damaged beyond my ability to repair, so I will be stepping back from superhero work, effective immediately.
Does this mean you're finished?
Can you repair your suit?
Next for Mecha Man?
Does this mean your career is
How
over?
badly were you hurt?
See, I would have had him include the word indefinitely, as in, I don't know how long. For however long it could be. No idea how long it's going to be, though.
One at a time, please.
Ashley Rines, San Pedro Daily, do you have anything to say to your fans? The public outpouring, the vigils, a lot of them were worried you wouldn't wake up.
I should point out, I'm going to be pausing a lot to talk about things. So if that bothers you, I'm sorry, but sometimes I need a pause to talk about things.
I just want to say thank you for the support. I hope to be worthy of it. Next question.
Chris Stratton, Torrance Tribune. Does this mean you're retiring as Mecha Man? Word on the street is, you're donezo.
Are you 100 years old?
Also, what professional journalist says the word dunzo? Like, I'm legit serious here. If you are a professional journalist, why would you ever say the word dunzo? Like, we know what he's saying, but seriously, I'm like, what? Why would you say that?
Why are you talking like that?
Answer the question, buddy boy.
Also, no professional says that. They don't just immediately go, answer the question, or call him buddy boy. I took a class when I was in college, a journalism class for like one semester. Didn't go very well. I wasn't really too fond of it, but I had a really cool professor. He was a beat writer for the Golden State Warriors. I imagine if I asked him about this scene, he would have been like, "There is no way any of that would fly." Like amongst us, or when we then talk to our superiors later on. One of the best things I learned from him is that never ever ask a yes or no question. As in, if you actually want a decent answer, never ask a question that can be answered either by the words yes or no. Because then they could just say yes or no and not give you more. Ask them a question that almost forces them to have to say more to give you a proper answer. That guy did not exactly do that.
Are you retiring? My readers need the skinny, and I aim to deliver.
My readers need the skinny? Who is this guy? Who hired him? What is with this guy? No journalist talks like this at a press conference.
Let's get it on the record.
Look, I'm not retiring. Not yet, at least.
Any idea what you can do without the Mecha Man suit?
Not yet. All right, just one more, please. I gotta get back to, just one more. Preferably someone from the Century.
Charles Kingsley, South Bay Signal. So, Shroud kills your father, goes to jail 15 years, breaks out, and immediately dupes you into a trap where he destroys the Mecha Man suit and puts you in a coma for months.
I didn't hear a question in there.
Two-parter. First, why didn't Shroud kill you? You haven't been conscious for months. It'd be easy money taking you out.
Okay, Shroud wanted the Astral Pulse and Mecha Man gone. He got both. I'm not sure I mattered much.
Right. You're unimportant. Which leads me to my next question. Most heroes avenge their family. You did the opposite. You killed their legacy. How disappointed would your dad be if he were here right now?
Again, this is not the kind of question that you would ask at a press conference. Even other reporters are probably looking at him like, dude, what in the world is wrong with you? At least I'd like to think so. I'd like to think some journalists have some decent humanity to them. But there are times where I watch press conferences and I hear questions asked by these journalists, and I'm like, are y'all just like completely absent of your humanity? Like, did you just toss away your humanity when you took this job? Like, have you no decency when it comes to being a human being anymore? And because of that...
Your grandfather. They must be rolling over in their graves.
No. He just went after his dad and grandfather. That's why I'm making this choice right here. Come here. I want to whisper something to you. Come here.
Up next. Do I want to sue? Of course, but there's two issues there. He clearly has nothing left, and he was wearing a mask, so...
How do you feel about the crowd seemingly encouraging him?
See? The crowd actually encouraged him. The crowd turned on that guy and was actually rooting for Robert to beat the crap out of him for asking that. I love that.
Did explain why after the first 3 or 4 minutes, no one was stepping in. Yes, I was disappointed with the chanting.
The first 3 or 4 minutes. That went on for about 5 minutes, him just kicking him and punching him. Again, not the most heroic thing for him to do, but when you go after family and such, it's like, no, at that point, no.
Hey. Yeah, just put the TVs back and you can leave. I won't say anything to the cops, and this doesn't need to escalate.
Hey, who are you calling a**holes?
I'll handle this idiot. Keep loading. We're out of here in 30. And who the are you?
Yeah, you. Go hobo ranger? Who the are you?
I'm Mecha Man.
You're not Mecha Man. That's Mecha Man.
I'm Mecha Man, dip. Okay, that's my suit.
Wow, you're gonna be wishing you had it right now.
Whatever the case, I'm enough to deal with a pack of f***ing Skittles idiots like you.
You'll notice they each have a different colored hood, hence the Skittles joke.
Look, you're hurt. You're not thinking straight. You don't want to fight someone who knows which hand every punch is coming
Oh,
from.
yeah? How about the left shoulder, pal? Knocked him out. Okay, now this is just unfair.
What the?
It's an angel. An angel
that
from the
guy I
heavens.
threw, he landed on the roof, right?
All good.
Phew. Hi, I'm Blonde Blazer. I work over at Superhero Dispatch Network.
Hey, hi, yeah, I know who you are. You're like, famous.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm just a corporate hero for hire. You're the real deal. You're the famous one.
Excuse me, you're the one who's on a bus. I'm just saying, you think you're not famous and yet you are on a bus.
Right, I don't think infamous is the same as famous, but...
Oh god, your arm.
Oh yeah, that's gross.
Yes, master. It looks like Igor.
Yeah, you look like...
Now it's pronounced Igor.
Like some kind of mime DJ. Let me see it. I'll help you.
Have you done this
Usually
before?
dislocates the other way.
Okay, but have you done this before? Because maybe... Ow!
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, that's gonna be sore later.
That's okay. Thank you.
One of them is on that roof. You look like you could use a drink.
What makes you say that?
Why would you say that? The guy's mask reminded me of Spider-Man for a second. I was like, what?
Skittles colors. I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, well, you know what? They can taste the rainbow in jail.
What do you mean? Like different colored Sorry.
I actually didn't know what I meant, but you know what? It should have been that.
I'm a little buzzed. I don't really make jokes like that. I think Vizzy's rubbing off on me.
Who?
Someone I work with. It's... yeah.
By the way, in case you're curious, that is Erin Yvette. You may not know her from other stuff, but I definitely know her from other Telltale games. In Wolf Among Us, she was Snow White. And in the Telltale's Batman game, she was Vicky Vale. Now, fun fact, at first Laura Bailey was actually going to play Blonde Blazer. But they ended up swapping because they wanted Laura Bailey for a different character who we haven't met yet. And they then brought in Erin Yvette, and they ended up liking her for this character more. But I will say this. I'll just go ahead and say this now while I have it paused. Blonde Blazer confuses me a bit as a character. I don't know what it is, but there are just some things that she'll either say or do that just make me kind of tilt my head and I just go, huh? What? I don't really know how to properly explain it. But there's just some things that about her and what she says and such that at times just straight up confuses me. I'm just not really... she's a very odd character for me. I'll just say that.
That was impressive.
Oh. It's fine. Don't worry about keeping up. Something to do with the powers. It takes a lot for me to feel anything.
What a sad sentence.
So apparently she's like Captain America, where has difficulty actually getting drunk.
Hey, you should give yourself more credit. To do what you did for as long as you did, especially without superpowers.
Not true. What do you call this?
I can fix that one for you too.
No, I can't really do that, but I think I've had a history of being able to do something like this with my thumb, where it just kind of like you push in the back here, and sometimes you can hear it crack. I don't know if you can hear it through the mic. I don't know. It's just like, and it's mainly like I can do it better on this one. I don't think that's the same thing, but still.
Thanks, I like this one.
Thank you. So, how did you afford all that? You must have spent hundreds of thousands of
Millions. So you'll understand when the check comes.
You're serious? Millions.
Yeah, I basically burned through my entire inheritance keeping it going. The last couple of years have just been duct tape and sheer determination.
See, that's the difference between him and Batman, is that he doesn't own his own company that people can run on the day-to-day basis to keep having him make more money that he can keep putting into being Batman. Or being Mecha Man, as it were.
Why did you do it?
Do what?
Sacrifice everything to be a superhero to the point of financial...
Ruin?
I was gonna say hardship, but ruin was the first word that came to mind, yeah.
What's interesting that this is actually a question you could pose to other certain heroes, like, say, Batman, or even Tony Stark. Like, why? Well, if you've seen some of their films, you probably know why with those characters. Like, the first Iron Man movie actually does an excellent job of showcasing this. Why did he decide to all of a sudden pour his fortune into being Iron Man? If you saw the cave stuff and the stuff with Jensen, you know. And of course, we know about Bruce Wayne's backstory.
You must be completely broke at this point.
I don't know. I guess I just like helping people.
So, are you drunk yet or what?
Yeah, I should probably switch into water.
Good, because I was hoping, after some drinks to loosen you up, I could learn a little more about you. And, if all that went well, present you with a proposition.
A proposition?
Yeah.
A proposition,
I'm
you
just trying
say?
to figure out if this is a fit or not, you know? Then it's just a matter
A bar
of picking the right
proposition?
moment.
Well, propositions late at night in a bar can go any number of ways.
That's actually not water.
Ugh, this is like pure alcohol.
It's not like alcohol, it is alcohol.
He just drank out of a glass of just nothing but pure alcohol. Oh! Can you imagine how disgusting that must have tasted? It's no wonder he did a spit take.
I know because you spit it directly into my open mouth.
Ugh.
That's water.
I mean, if this was a first date between them, just for anybody, and you did that, date's over. There's no recovering from that. You accidentally drink alcohol and you spit it out, and it ends up like on her face and in her mouth. Oh no, date's over. That's it. Game's over, man. Game's over, man.
That. See how it has ice?
There ain't no
You
recovering
drink
from
hard
that.
liquor from a pint glass?
Actually, I usually just drink it straight from the bottle, but I thought that would be embarrassing.
So
I'm
note
gonna
the
go
two
clean up.
glasses there on the right.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. I will be right back.
I also want to point out, in case this wasn't made clear, this is not just a regular bar. This is a bar specifically for superheroes. I'm bringing that up mainly to, again, emphasize that this is a setting where superheroes and supervillains are very well established at this point. This has been going on for a long time, to the point where they each have their own bars and establishments in the city. And remember, this also takes place in Los Angeles, this game. Like, this is in LA. and I guess, of course, LA, of all places, would certainly have bars just for either superheroes or just for supervillains, right?
What are you doing?
Hey! Hey, I'm talking to you.
What?
Alright, just so you know.
I wanted him to respond in the same way that Cell responded in the Versus video against Ken and Ryu, where Ken said, "Hey, ugly! Hey, I'm talking to you," and Cell goes, What, me? Oh, I'm sorry. I heard ugly, and I thought you must be talking to someone else.
Oh, I only turned around because someone yelled, not because I'm a or anything.
It's similar. Not the same, but similar.
This is a superhero bar.
Oh, wow. Are you a superhero? That's so cool. Is this your power? You're like, tell people obvious guy?
Well, you're really going to act like you don't remember me.
Wait, it's coming back to me.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, it's coming back to me.
It's,
Oh,
wait. I know!
You are sunglasses indoors at night guy. Your superpower is that you're able to let everyone know in the room that you're a bag, because you should literally never do that unless you're at the final table of the World Series of Poker, but even then, if you win, you're still a loser.
I love that line because I do like watching the World Series of Poker, and I have seen that quite often. But seriously, sunglasses indoors at night? What? Come on. The only person who's allowed to get away with doing that is Jack Nicholson at a Lakers game. He's literally the only person in the world who is allowed to do that.
That is... Damn.
You good?
Sorry, I choked on my spit.
No, Mecha. I control the fire.
The fire?
And the flame. And my skin does not burn. I am Flambe. And you...
Wait, I do remember. You're that villain I busted up.
Not anymore, Mecha. As I literally just said, I am Flambe, a real superhero. And you are not Mecha Man anymore. So...
Can I just say, I like Flambe's voice. It's Flambe, his voice actor. I forget his name, but he's quite entertaining. Everybody does a great job in this game, in my opinion. Okay, so the choice I'm about to make is actually based on some recent. Because I've been having some pain recently with like my gums and such. I can understand the legit pains and issues of what goes on with your teeth and gums, dentistry and such. So I'm going to spare him that, because one of these choices leads to him losing a tooth. Which, yeah, no. So I'm going to do the other choice.
We need to get the out of here. No, we can do this the easy way.
Sorry, which way was that?
Hey! No, Punch Up. You're literally fanning the flames right now.
Yeah, you're right. Anybody got a rug? You gotta drop and roll, lad.
That was Jacksepticeye, if that wasn't obvious.
Thought he doesn't burn.
Some people become scared before they even know they're hurt. Like babies.
Oh my. Well, she's quite interesting, isn't she?
Get the out of here.
I get it. Can you just tell Blazer I'm outside?
Ow!
Relax.
Ah.
I'm leaving.
The bartender is Multiple Man. Or Multiply.
Hey, I couldn't find you.
It's cool. I was just admiring the art on this dumpster. Can't tell why anyone would put those words together. Why are you holding drinks?
Nightcap?
You're in trouble.
Somewhere out there is a hero named Fart Barf who thought that was promotion for himself.
Actually, according to the bartender, that's exactly what you are. What happened in there? I walk out and the bartender's... The whole energy is awkward. And why'd it smell like burnt hair?
I got a little fired up with the guy, but he ran off before anything happened, so...
Oh, you got fired up?
Yeah? Does that not sound convincing enough?
Hold these. I know a place.
You'd been like, see what I did there?
It's a little out there. Easier if we fly.
I might be a tiny bit biased because I lived a lot of years in Northern California. So let's just say the rivalry between NorCal and SoCal is legit. So I might be a bit anti-LA.
I actually thought you were taking us to sit on it.
Oh yeah, that would have been cool. Oh no, yeah, this is better because you can see it, and it looks like there's a couple up there already. So.
All of this has been pretty overwhelming. You know, I don't get out often, and I think I really needed this. So thank you for bringing me out. I had a really great time.
Don't you worry about it, Robert Robertson.
How do you know my name?
Oops.
What's going on?
Okay, I'll tell you. But only after you tell me how you ended up with a name like that.
Oh, you mean a name like Robert Robertson III?
The third? 3 times this happened?
There was Grandpa Bobby, then my dad, who I called Dad, but everyone else called Robbie, and then me, Robert, because I wanted to be taken seriously.
Family tradition.
In more ways than one. Gramps was the first Mecha Man. He died in the suit before I was born. Dad was killed fighting Shroud. That's when I took over. There was a little inheritance and the life insurance money.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize...
Just your run-of-the-mill, sad superhero origin story. The family tradition, if there is one, is dying in that suit. Which I guess I don't have to worry about anymore. What is it?
I'm not quite drunk enough to share my origin story just yet. But... remind me to tell you someday.
Definitely.
I like how she uses her ability to fly to kind of like levitate over to scooch over next to him.
We can work with this.
So first of all, can I just say, like, when I see Robert, I'm like, huh. Other than you'll notice the thing missing on his ear, but I look at him and like I see his hair and such. I'm like, I don't think I probably look too. I mean, obviously I need to shave, but I look at his hairstyle. I'm like, oh, okay. Me and Robert kind of have similar looks. Other than obviously I have a bit more weight on me. Later on, he's gonna get. He's gonna be. Someone's gonna say that he has a dad bod. No, he does not have a dad bod. That guy is in shape. He's skinny, but he's lean. But he's not like bones. You know. He. You know. We'll actually see that he actually can like bench press and such. Like it's not like say Kevin Durant where he chose not to do any bench pressing before he got drafted. And people are like, oh, this guy can't bench press. So, anyways, I'm torn on this, guys. Even up to this very moment, I'm actually torn on what I actually want to do for this run. So, for the record, in my 2 runs that I've done with this game, I have romanced Blonde Blazer, and I've romanced another girl who we haven't met yet, each in 2 separate runs. It's also possible to romance both, but that obviously can be a little, you know, like but by the end, you know, like I think the option I initially got was you romance both, but it's complicated. Which obviously, if you try to romance multiple ladies at once and they find out about it, things can get rather messy, rather bad. Like obviously I'm sure there's a number of ladies that if they found out that the guy who they were dating had also been flirting with another girl, they probably wouldn't take it too very, very kindly. I'm tempted to do this choice because there's a really, really funny scene that you can see if you make this choice. I'm referring to the choice there, which is kiss her. If you kiss her, there is a choice that you can have later on, which is really, really funny. And I'm tempted to do this choice just to show that scene in this run. But if I do make this choice, I'm essentially taking the first steps to committing to a blonde blazer romance in this run. And even though I don't think it's a bad romance, I think the other romance probably beats it out, in my personal opinion, is probably a better romance. Just based on the arc that happens in that compared to this one. And as I said earlier, Blonde Blazer's character at times confuses me. Like, she'll say and do things that just puzzles me at times. But she does have a very cute romance. Like, there are times where if you pursue a romance with her, she will open up to you more and become more vulnerable with you and be willing to go to lengths you normally would not, which I think is actually rather cute, personally. But the other one is also like really well done. I mean, I guess I could always do multiple runs of this on stream to show y'all both. I guess it partly depends on how this gets received, how much I can be able to actually like upload this to YouTube and such, because that is something I'm going to be exploring, to upload the VODs of this to YouTube. But oh, this is where I wish I had a bigger, more filled, active chat at the moment, just so I could see folks chime in on this and what they would like to see. Moo, if that's you lurking, I wouldn't mind you chiming in here to see what what you would like, what which you would want to see. I think Becca is also still lurking, but I'm pretty sure she's also still streaming, so she can't exactly be active. I know like how the majority have actually done. Let's just say that there are certain views and opinions about some of those when it comes to some of the choices in this game and such, So yeah, okay. All right, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this to show you guys the choice, and I may end up committing to this. I wanted to show the other one, but honestly, maybe I'll just show that in another run. I do have a question for the ladies watching, though. In this moment, if the guy then took this as a sign that you were basically giving him the okay to go ahead and kiss you, would you be okay with that? Like, is this really like obviously she didn't like really say to him like that she wanted him to kiss her, but he's reading this as a situation where she might be okay with it, considering how close she's like literally like grabbing and looking at his face kind of like intimately, very gently and such, which is kind of now yes, she is a little drunk, but at the same time this is kind of like there are certain kind of signals going off here. Now the question of course is whether or not he's interpreting them correctly or not. Now personally in this situation I probably would not just be bold like him and just straight up like kiss her like he's about to right now. I would probably, in this situation, if I was him, I would probably have asked her, would you like me to kiss you now? Or would it be okay if I kissed you now? Like I would ask her, because consent is really important, guys. Be sure to ask about their consent. There's nothing wrong with getting their consent. Some people say no, you gotta be spontaneous, or no, you gotta be bold. No, because then it may go the wrong way. It's better, in my opinion, to check with them if this is what they want before you make a move like this, because then it could go badly. Because as you're about to see, because he didn't ask her and he's just going to go ahead and do this, watch the reaction.
No, this... I'm sorry if I gave the wrong impression.
Oh, no.
It's my fault.
I'm so sorry. I totally misread that.
You didn't. I mean, you did. But I definitely... The way I went about things tonight... I'm sorry. It was all a little loose. A little unprofessional.
Unprofessional? I'm not sure that applies to this, but...
I'm actually here on official business. How I know your name, the proposition I mentioned right before you spit in my mouth.
Still mortified about that.
It's fine.
I would be too.
Do you remember a superhero named Trackstar?
Remember, of course. He's like family. That I haven't talked to in a while, but what about him?
I work with him at SDN. He recommended you. Mentioned that he worked with your father?
Yeah, he was the youngest member of the Brave Brigade, so he was kind of my babysitter for a while. How's he doing?
He's doing great. He's why I'm here. Robert, I would like to make you an offer. In exchange for dispatching and mentoring some of our rookie heroes, SDN can make you Mecha Man again. But this time with all the resources that a company as big as ours has at their disposal. No more paying out of pocket for repairs. Support staff, the whole shebang.
Yeah, you're right. This was a pretty unprofessional way to recruit someone into your corporate bullshit.
I know, I'm sorry. It's a big investment. It'll take considerable time and money to get the suit repaired and the missing pieces replaced. Plenty of time to learn how to dispatch and level up some of the heroes on our roster. Your experience, your work ethic, your perspective, it's all invaluable. Share it, Robert. You have a lot left to give.
Wait, so you want me to sit in an office and dispatch heroes?
That's the idea. But just until we get your suit put back together.
I should point out from a writing perspective as someone who's already played through this just also goes to show that the mindset, which is actually wrong, that Blazer is having about this whole thing. She's talking about him dispatching heroes. That's not actually what he's going to be doing. But in her mind, this is why I say she bothers, some of her bothers me. She just going about this from a mindset that she's probably more used to than what the reality is. And as we're going to learn, Robert actually has a better grasp on the reality of what's going on instead of her compared to how she sees it, which is actually going to be rather invaluable for him when it comes to how he's going to go about doing this.
What's dispatching even mean?
Oh, right. I was supposed to test you at the bar. Here.
The drunk people shouldn't be throwing things at drunk people.
Noted.
Am I waiting, or are you waiting? What's going on?
It was supposed to open up when I threw it to you. Okay, there. Pop it on. This is part of the assessment. And don't move too much in there. You're sitting on the edge of the billboard.
She wanted him to do this at the bar? Again, very confusing decisions or intentions that Blazer seems to be having about this whole thing, which is just confusing to me.
Greetings and welcome to this training simulation.
Hello, Travis
We may be
Willingham.
superheroes, but we're nothing without SDN's real hero, the Dispatcher. So, Dispatcher, where do we start?
He just naturally has that very heroic voice. I am a superhero, which is also why he's also a paladin in World of Warcraft as Toralion. He just is able to pull off that type of voice, which is why he often gets cast as these characters. It's great. And then you hear him as Gazlo, which is just the complete opposite, and it's just really funny. So this is the tutorial on the actual gameplay, and this is one of the things that impresses me about this compared to other Telltale games. What you have seen up to this point has been the core of what Telltale games are. Going through these scenes and making choices that have an effect as the game continues. But this is, to me, essentially the first time we've actually had something different that is more of the actual gameplay element that you're going to be having in this game. This is where it steps up, as an actual game, being able to have you do this this game here where you are choosing who you want to go to deal with situations. Now, it is very stat-based, but it also comes across as a very kind of D&D type of thing, because there's also dice rolling and such in this. There's RNG involved, so it does come across as a D&D type of thing, but that makes sense. Remember, this is collaborated with Critical Role. They do D&D stuff all the time.
It appears we've got our first call from a subscriber.
A subscriber? I should point out Phenomenon is not exactly from around here. He's an alien.
I saw some scary, suspicious men last night leaving the old movie theater.
You'll receive requirements to help you determine which heroes to send.
Oh, excuse me.
Such an array of brave heroes to choose from. How could you possibly pick just one?
So,
this graph will show you what a hero does well and not so well.
Yeah.
A hero with a knack for vigor and combat looks right for the job. That sounds like me, Phenomenon.
So, charisma, intellect, combat, vigor, and mobility. So we have Brain Book, Equilibrium, Brick House, Sweet Talker, Pom Pom, and Phenomenon, which, as you'll see, each of them have their own stats. He is able to have combat and all such. I should point out, don't take his stats as granted. But you'll also see here this little thing right there showing how their stats are kind of like going in a certain direction, so you can kind of get an idea as to who is good at what.
Now that at least one hero is being dispatched, it's time to get to work. A wise choice. I will now return to SDN. When a hero returns to SDN, they'll need some much-needed R&R. Don't forget to review your hero's performance. They won't be sent out again until you do. On SDN's state-of-the-art graph, we can see an analysis of what skills the call required. Let's see how well I did after responding to that caller's, call. There's no such thing as a perfect fit. Use your intellect and your roster to your advantage. The more that my skills align with the needs of the job, the more likely I am to succeed.
Just barely.
Organized criminals, often led by figurehead supervillains, are the scourge of Southern California. We work tirelessly to root them out.
We've got a potential villain hideout on the college campus.
Sometimes the solution is brains, not brawn. SDN's diverse array of heroes can solve any problem.
So, investigating the code usually means intellect, and Brain Book is the most intellect one here.
Let's make history.
So that's the character voiced by Ashley Johnson, who you may know as Ellie from The Last of Us. And she's done some other stuff as well, but that's probably her most iconic role.
Knowledge is power.
Needs a guest speaker. Unveil the new superhero exhibit to the audience. Incorporate your unique perspective.
Gladly. Oh, if these streets could talk.
I forget this guy's name, but he's also part of
One of your heroes needs you as their leader. Your heroes will look to you. Make choices and follow where they lead. These choices need the right skill. Remember each of your hero's strengths and weaknesses.
What can I say? A lot, actually.
Yeah, he's also part of Critical Role. I just forget his name.
A convoy of Diablo's goons are harrying the highway patrol.
As if traffic in this city was not bad enough.
Speaking of traffic and going places, does SDN offer paid time off to take vacations?
Of course. PTO accrues at a regular rate over time. Use it however you like, as long as you discuss your schedule with your manager well in advance.
What the is a PTO?
There's a giant monster attacking downtown! Save us, SDN! The diabolical supervillain El Diablo is attacking Los Angeles General.
Oh no, it's one of my arch nemesises, El Diablo. That means the Diablo in Spanish.
He must have been using a convoy ambush as a distraction.
And to attack helpless hospital people. That craven
Speaking of hospitals, did you know SDN offers a robust benefits package for all full-time employees?
That's phenomenal!
Shut it down. Okay.
SDN values work-life balance. When the bell rings, your shift will end very soon.
Oh, God. No. Help us. We're being held hostage. Send help, please.
You can find suggestions on how to handle hostage situations on page 234 of SDN's Guide to Dispatching.
Effortless excellence.
Everything in moderation.
Sometimes a hero can use their talents to tip the scales. They are superheroes after all.
The walls didn't stand a chance.
I need help getting to my doctor's appointment.
SDN solves all problems, big and small. We never ignore the people of the city, particularly the elderly.
Speaking of retirement, quick question, Phenomeman, does SDN offer 401k matching?
Yes, but there are limitations. Your HR representative will have all the details.
I'll protect you.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
It's honestly all I can do right now. But it's a really high percentage, so. There we go.
Our shift is done now. It is time for lunch.
We couldn't have done it without you, dispatcher.
Too true.
I'm going to enhance my break time with some of the snack offerings in our break room vending machines.
Great idea. Thank you again, dispatcher. I hope to be seeing a lot more of you. Goodbye for now, and don't forget to be phenomenal.
Did he just say phenomenal? Well, looks like I'm great at this, so that's gonna be bad for your negotiating position. Expect a lengthy...
Did I drool on you?
I don't think so.
Well, you see why we thought of... Well, why Trackstar thought of you.
It makes sense, yeah.
Meet me at the SDN offices tomorrow. I'm not done saving you yet.
I mean, to me, that's kind of an indication that she's clearly interested in him.
Is there a ladder, or...? Sorry I'm late.
No, you're good, doggy. Beef is the bestest boy. That's his name, Beef. He's the bestest boy. He's the best doggy. Who's your good boy? You go, buddy. Who's your good boy?
The folks at SDN are the best in the business, and we're striving to create a safer, stronger city every single
I met a nice lady.
The folks who live here have to deal with a lot.
She wants to help us out.
People with bad intentions and super strength. And that's what SDN is here for. We respond to emergencies. Neighborhood safe.
And that's the first episode. I think I'm going to turn down the volume of the music just to be extra safe. Aaron Paul, of course, voices Robert. You probably know him as Jesse. Lance Kanstopoulos was a Flambe. And Mayana? Yeah, she voices Coupe back there. But yeah, this is a pretty down the middle choice. 51%. And more than half kissed Blazer. Huh. All right, hold on. Let me just take a moment to I'm gonna turn the music down a bit here. There we go.
Ah, dang it. I'm gonna be late for band practice.
Unexpected thing.
That's your initial reaction. I mean, yeah, I'm sure. Like in that moment, I gotta get practice. I gotta get to practice. But if you see a boulder on top of your car, is that really the first thing you're thinking of? Like, crap, I'm gonna be late, or oh my gosh, my car! Because at that point, you're not gonna be driving that car again anytime soon.
Things happen every day.
Phenomenon! Can SDN help me out with this? It's blocking the driveway.
That's your biggest complaint right there. It's blocking my driveway. Really?
You can count on SDN to help lift the burdens life throws at us. Let SDN be your rock, so you can rock.
SDN is not an insurance company and does not cover damages to property, persons, or animals.
Y'all don't remember those, do you? Of course, these days, I think we are no longer in the era of commercials. Not really. We sort of still are, but let's be honest, we really aren't anymore. Awkward commercials like that. Holy moly. The way he just kept looking at the camera and delivering his... and then she just... oh, gosh, that commercial was terrible.
She's definitely not making it to band practice.
Yeah, well, yeah. Wait, what's that?
That's usually what most of us think when we see something like that. Like,
No,
yeah, she's not
just,
making it to practice.
The commercial, it was weird.
Because it's not like he offered, let me take you to practice so you're not late, or let me help you get your car to a garage so it can get repaired. No. Just lift the boulder off the absolutely demolished and destroyed car. That will solve her issues.
Weird. Yeah, right. Put him on to my man. He's like a rock star. It's, I'm joking, because of the rock and the roll. Cool commercial. I'm a fan, you might say. You could say that.
He's not the best actor, though, which was important for that commercial to be less, weird.
Yeah.
He is the best actor. Well, acting when there's danger. I think if the whole world is a play, then he's still awesome.
No, but buddy, no. No. I would be like, buddy, I really need to expand your horizons on what good acting is if you're going to try to make excuses for him about being a good actor at that point. No.
Can't argue that.
I can argue that. But he's trying to be nice.
Yep.
Oh.
That's not right.
No, this is a struggle I understand very well. Very, very well. I still, if I had to get dressed up or something and put a tie on, I still need to go to my dad and be like, hey, Dad, can you help me with this? Because he knows how to do it really well. I still, I wouldn't know by memory how to do it because I don't wear a tie that often compared to him. He wears a tie very often because he usually will, on various occasions, have to wear a suit and such. I don't usually. It's not really my kind of thing. But, yeah, this is a struggle. Having to do your tie, I know that struggle very well.
That is not right.
So I sympathize with him about this.
Yeah. Okay, let me help you.
Oh, no, not necessary.
It's okay. It's all right.
So, you nervous? Big job interview?
No, I mean, yes, but yes is more... My powers make everything wet, moist. Water boy is how they call me, but yes, I am.
Well, hello, Flambe. Oh. Huh. Wonder what happened to your eyebrows. Also, I want you to remember this music. This music of, dread. Dun, 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 dun. Just listen to this music. Remember it for later.
I am interviewing and yes, but if I'm honest, I'm nervous most of the time, so... okay. Oh. Now that your face is next to a side of my face, I see that I know you, of you. You're Mecha Man. You're dead, I thought.
Just on the inside.
You, look small or different in person.
Never meet your heroes, kid.
Oh, wasn't sure you'd show up.
Oh, wow! Blazer, blonde, a real hero.
Oh, sorry, but I need him for something. Follow me.
You can see the title there. Cute, right?
Take your clothes off.
Look, Blazer, this is only the second time we've met. I know we kissed on the first time, but my goodness, woman, you move fast.
What's happening right now?
We don't want too many people knowing you're Mecha Man. A lot of our dispatchers are former heroes, but it's better if you keep your identity a secret.
Okay, Blazer, a little tip. Lead with that next time. Don't just say, hey, take your clothes off. How about instead you say, hey, look, we need to hide your identity. Make sure that not everybody here knows you're Mecha Man. It could cause some issues. So I brought a change of clothes for you so that we can try to, just make you look like just some everyday man, everyday guy. So take your clothes off because I got a change of clothes for you right here. See? Less awkward. More informative of what's actually going on. This is what I'm talking about with Blazer. She at times is just very awkward with how she goes about things. I think she has some social issues, is my guess. We don't get to know too much about her character and her backstory, but that's just how she comes across to me at sometimes. She just struggles with being, knowing how to go about things just from a social perspective. She can be a hero just fine, and she can, do corporate things. But when it comes to actually, social interactability with, folks like him, it just comes across off. to me.
We've had incidents in the past. Here. I remembered you being bigger. I was a little drunk. Listen, it's gonna be great.
I've never felt silly wearing this.
Until now.
Yeah, I was trying to imply that with the silence.
It worked. Get dressed. I have somebody I need you to meet. Oh, sorry. Should I turn around? Or what do you... should I close my eyes, maybe?
Blazer, you brought me into this room and you asked me to take my clothes off. And now you are asking if you should turn around and not look. Do you see what I mean about... This is why I included a joke that this is HR violation the game. We even have an option here saying, is this going to be the fastest HR violation ever? From you, Blazer? Because holy mackerel. You asked me to take my clothes up and change my clothes in this room, and then you go, oh, should I look away or something? It just, like I'm telling y'all, it's just, she's just off to me.
If that makes you more comfortable.
Well, this might be the fastest HR violation of a new employee in history.
Yeah, I'm just gonna... There.
It doesn't look like it, but I am flexing every muscle in my body right now.
I would have included the word trying, because if you're actually flexing, we may need to work on that. But if you're trying, well, at least you're trying, you know.
Really?
Okay, well, you didn't have to say it like that.
Yeah, jeez, Blazer. You want to destroy a man's confidence? Were you trying to hold back a laugh there when you said that? My goodness, woman.
I want to say again, I'm sorry about last night. I regret the way I conducted myself. It was a mistake. A complicated mistake. I can go into the details of those complications with you later.
Didn't feel like a mistake. At least not to me.
Well, that makes one of us.
It was a nice night. Nothing more than that.
Yeah, I'd like to keep things professional.
Right, that's why you brought me to this conference room to strip down in front of you. Profesh.
Are you serious?
Hello?
Who locks a conference room? So, you two or what?
We kissed, but it was very innocent.
Like cheek innocent or tip of your innocent?
Okay, stop. First of all, we did not kiss. You kissed me. Second of all, it's none of your freaking business.
Whoa, she cussed. Must have been a good one.
Robert, this is Invisigal. She is part of the Phoenix program. We take former supervillains, such as herself, and rehabilitate them to re-enter society to use their powers for... Are those my earrings?
Well, they look better on me.
Invisigal, this is Robert. He'll be your team's dispatcher.
A washed-up dad bod superhero with no superpowers.
That is not a dad bod. Y'all saw him, right? That's not a dad bod. I get she's trying to mock him, but at the same time, that is not a dad bod. And I'm not the only one who thinks that. I've seen other people playing this that reacted. They're like, that is not a dad bod. But yes, that is Miss Laura Bailey, everybody. This is the character they decided, we're going to have you play Invisigal more. And you'll probably see why. Here's the funny part. They said they bought more what Laura Bailey was saying as Invisigal instead of Aaron Yvette. Like, it was, the roles were swapped before, but they didn't buy the way Aaron Yvette was delivering Invisigal's lines, so they swapped them. And they joked, well, what does that say about you, Laura, that they were more willing to buy you saying the things that Invisigal says in this game, you know?
Can't wait.
His identity, all of this, that's staying between us. He's still Mecha Man, but that can't get out. And if it does, I'll know who it came from.
You think I want to tell people our dispatcher's a loser?
Having superpowers doesn't automatically make you a superhero. You're born with one, you have to earn the other.
Well, I'm wet. I see why you like him. Look at that trip. What does that look? Best Buy Fight Club? Not.
We have a weekly ranking list for all the heroes in the company.
And she's at the bottom.
She called herself Invisible when she was a villain. We're trying to rebrand her.
Yeah, I thought Invisigal felt kind of corny for her.
Oh yeah? The name was my idea. Just get your shirt on, Dad Bod.
Again, that's not a dad bod. But yes, Invisigal is the other romance option. And like I said, I think it's actually a better romance than Blonde Blazers, in my opinion. But it's not like one is bad and one is good. They're both good, in my opinion. But considering where Invisigal is, as we'll see her character, what she goes through, in my opinion, seeing that arc makes it more worthwhile, you know? But I also want to go back to a point I made earlier. I said about how Blazer seems to have the wrong mindset here, because she's treating this as if these are heroes, and there are a good amount of heroes. But Invisigal and some of the others that we are going to be interacting with are actually not heroes. She said she used to be a villain. And as Robert is actually going to point out later, how you deal with villains is very different from how you deal with heroes. Blazer thinks she's still dealing with heroes, or that if she treats them like heroes, then that's just fine. That is not true. That is not how that works. And Robert's going to notice that and point that out later. Just point that out.
How can we help you?
We're not the highest profile branch in the network, but we've got what makes the real difference. Great people. Some of them aren't even people, and they're still great.
Blazer, the way you said that can sound actually bad if you take that out of context. I know Blazer goes into a very corporate mindset here when she's doing this. She's doing a very like corporate like intro for him, like kind of like an orientation for him. But sometimes Blazer will say things like that just actually are a little off, you know.
One of the
I'm not done, by the way.
Fax, scan, does literally everything. Documentation, one of the 3 Ds at SDN. There tends to be a healthy amount of paperwork. I used to call it triple Ds, but I was informed that had a different connotation.
I have a question for the ladies watching. Blazer just implied that she didn't know what triple Ds meant. I'm going to guess that Blazer is in her mid to late 20s, possibly early 30s. No idea how old she actually is in this game, but that would be my guess. Mid 20s to late 30s would be the range, I'd guess. Ladies, you can't tell me you couldn't possibly know what the term triple Ds could possibly mean. Like, even in your teenage years, you would be self-aware of that. And Blazer's implying that she wouldn't have known what that implied or what connotation that could have possibly meant. And I'm just like, okay, Blazer, you are not an alien. You are a human from this planet. I mean, that's kind of established later on. And she is apparently not aware of that. And I'm just like, again, it's just one of those little things that I noticed that just comes across as off to me about her character. And it's one of the reasons why it just confuses and perplexes me when it comes to Blazer. It's just odd to me.
How many heroes do you have here?
Network-wide, we're over 300. Here at the Torrance branch, we've got somewhere between 45 and 50, depending on our roster at any given time, working different shifts. Yep, we're all about diversity. Lana works in the mailroom, from a different galaxy altogether. And then there's Galen, way back there, born with super hearing. He's from, I want to say... Florida, of course. Florida man over there. Hey, easy on the bath salts.
That was one guy.
Hey, speaking of bath, where is the,
Oh, need a bio break?
Excuse me?
Restroom. I mean, it's right over there. Sorry. At work, I tend to get a little...
Corny?
Corporate. Meet me in the records room when you're done. If you get lost, look for the door that says records room.
So first of all, don't you just hate it when you're asking, hey, where's the bathroom? And they go, oh, do you mean the restroom? Does that irritate anybody else? Oh my gosh. And yeah, then Blazer can get a little sassy with you. Like, she's like, okay, fine, I'm gonna dish this back. Hold on a second, y'all. I'm noticing something on my camera. Let me just double check that it's actually looks fine here. Yeah, I think so. Okay, sorry, I saw something on the camera, so just wanted to wipe it off. Sorry about that.
Oh, bruh, I almost went in my pants.
The man has his hands on his side. He has one hand on his hip and just one hand over here on the side. And you can hear that is just a straight up waterfall right now. Holy mackerel.
Hey, you this Robert people talking about? What's up, brother? My auntie named me Roy, but people call me Royd.
So, fun fact, that character is voiced by the gentleman who is the stunt double for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And I feel like they took advantage of that by giving him essentially the same body type. And you'll also see he's even got like the tattoos on his arm, if you'll notice that. I am a little, I don't know, a little torn about the way the subtitles reflect how he talks. I'm not exactly sure how to feel about that, but anyways.
All right. Good to meet you, bro.
Likewise.
Like, pay attention to how the subtitles reflect how he talks.
Like steroid?
Huh? Hell no, brother. No, cuz. Listen. Get two other guys here that go by the name Roy. So I think it's like, we go scrap, we go ground, I boss you up, and then, you got Royd. You know what I'm saying, bro? That's what I think. Hey, you think that's why they call me Roy? Like I'm on steroids? Cause they think I'm some kind of a juice head? They think I'm not natty, bro? They think Roy's not natty.
Look, it's not my business, but I don't think it's a coincidence. Sorry.
Whatever. I no care.
Yeah, Nokia is probably best. Nice meeting you, Royd, even if it was while we were both holding our...
You one funny bugger, Mecha Man.
Okay, so I was worried about your unwashed hand, but now I'm worried that everyone here knows who I am.
Nah, brother, it's Kapu. Need to know basis, and Roy need to know. I don't want to come pick up your soup or fix them for the SDN.
Cool. You gonna wash before you do that?
Nah, bro, I never touch nothing. Just touch my pants and underwear only. Even for shake, I just do like this.
Thank you for the visual. Also, even if you only just touch your pants and your underwear, you should still wash your hands, at least as a courtesy, you know?
Can you show me again? I don't think I got it.
Yeah, could you do it again, please?
Holy shit. Who's this freckled face? How are you?
That's an aggressive way to greet someone.
Look at this skinny latte. Your bones, kid. You here to whip these holes into shape or what?
That's the idea.
Why is this happening?
What? It's a hug, not a lighten up.
Be that as it may, I'm still confused.
Oh, right. Because I'm old as How about this? This jog your memory?
Trackstar? Holy
Yeah, you Why are you accepting hugs from old men you don't know? Oh, and hey, they call me Chase around here, so keep it,
Sure, right. Yeah, Chase.
So first of all, Chase might arguably be the best character in this entire game. Second, if you recognize that voice, he's voiced by Jeffrey Wright. Now, he's done a number of things. You may know him best, though, as Gordon in The Batman. And I'm specifically referring to the one with Robert Pattinson as Batman. Edward from Twilight. It's hard not to remind people that Pattinson was Edward.
10, 15 years.
Has it really been that long?
Yeah, I reached out to this little ant when his dad passed. Then he got to ducking me like he owed me money.
I was in a weird place.
I understand, kid. It was tough on all of us. So I can't imagine what you went through.
Yeah, so what's up? You gonna tell me why you look like Black Einstein?
Sorry. I never noticed.
It's the powers. I can move 50 times faster than the average person, but I didn't realize until it was too late. And I was aging 50 times faster when I used my powers. Nowadays, I'm moving slower than frozen to keep the old ticker from popping on me.
Then how old are you really?
I turned 39 a few months ago.
I turned 37 last month. So imagine if this was like if you had the powers of the Flash, and you could, of course, run as fast as the Flash. But imagine that every time you used your powers, you aged a whole lot more. Imagine, I could look as old as him. If considering that he's only a couple years older than I am.
Went to Dave and Buster's was lit.
So I guess this means you're the one person I can't complain to about losing my suit.
You better not. I would resurrect and re-kill your father in front of you if it meant being able to use my powers again.
Jesus, Chase.
Wow.
What? Obviously, I'd let Robert have one last I love you before I extinguished the light from his eyes.
Was he always like this?
Yes, actually.
We joke, we laugh, we suppress our trauma.
I just wanted to point that out just because I've actually seen some people react to this scene like, oh my gosh, do guys really talk like this? This is how longtime friends talk. As in, they have known each other for a very long time. As we're actually going to see later on, they were like brothers, more so than just close friends. But this is talk between people who have known each other for a very, very long time and know each other well enough that they get each other. This is why, if you said this is somebody you didn't really know, obviously it may come across wrong. But if you say this is somebody that you have known for a very long time and they also know you and they know when you say something what you actually mean, there's like meaning and context of these kind of things when it comes to these kinds of interactions. And like you said, this is one of the ways that they deal with the amount of trauma that these two have.
All right, enough of this feeling. Let's introduce you to your team of losers. Now, if I'm being honest, I thought and still think we should have canned these tunas months ago.
And you might get your wish, because if we don't see improvements soon, the whole program will be scrapped.
Cool. No pressure.
Sonar here was a Harvard graduate who
will not shut the up about being a Harvard graduate, like all Harvard graduates.
Who also orchestrated some of the most effective Silicon Valley investment frauds in U.S. history. Also,
sometimes he transforms into a bat monster that would eat you first after he emptied your pension plan.
So we have established that superheroes and supervillains are extremely common and have been for a long time. We have established that there are aliens from other galaxies here, so aliens are a very common thing. And now we've established that there is also half, I guess we could call them hybrids of like half man, half creature or animal, just part of everyday society. This is a very interesting culture and setting in society because, as you'll see, it says here that Sonar is a bat boy con man. So he is an intellectual and a hybrid. He is 32 years old, 6 foot tall. He has bat physiology and flight. He's from San Francisco. Hey! Like I mentioned, I lived in the San Francisco Bay Area for like 16 years. So that's where my mom's family is from. Transforms into a giant bat. He's highly intelligent, Harvard grad, addicted to a variety of controlled substances. Yeah, he's quite a druggie. But he's a con man. He's committed embezzlement, extortion, drug possession, forgery, fraud, money laundering, perjury, and cyberbullying. Also, this is the character that's voiced by Moist Critical, Charlie. Yeah, so that's how he looks like just normally, just a bat boy in a suit. And this is what he looks like when he's in his Megabat form, as you can see here. So, when he's a beast, and he is fast as a Megabat. But you also see his stats change. So, in his hybrid form, he's intelligent, and he has good charisma. When he's a Megabat, however, it shifts to combat and vigor, since obviously he becomes a tougher creature to deal with. But he's also still got 2 mobility.
Flambe. He
Controls the fire and the flame, and his skin does not burn?
Right, you met him. Didn't you ever run in with him years back?
I did. Yeah.
So you know he's a certifiable dickhead.
So you, of course, will see he actually has decent mobility as well as combat as well. I find it amusing also that he doesn't have that much vigor. As we'll see later on, he's actually pretty strong, like physically strong. But anyways, he's 36. He's 6'4". Pyrokinesis, flame invulnerability. He's invulnerable to flame. Pyro propulsion. He was born in Afghanistan. He has anger issues. Has an unsurprising history of arson, and he designed his own suit to, of course, show off his chest hair. And of course, arson, assault, and vandalism are his crimes.
Invisigal, who you met. Turned herself in a few months ago and entered the program on the condition we didn't ask questions.
That's a little suspicious, no?
Suspicious? Really? Of a criminal that turns invisible and doesn't like to answer questions? What tipped you off, Sherlock?
So she's 27, 5'6". Now, I should point out something important here. She does have invisibility hand-to-hand combat. That's why she also has decent stats for combat in mobility. She was born in LA. Can become invisible at will, but only while holding her breath. And she's an asthmatic. Remember the inhaler she had earlier? Abrasive, aloof. She's committed assault, larceny, and robbery. So that is worth noting. Every time she wants to become invisible, she has to hold her breath, and she's an asthmatic. I also want to point this out because, as we will see later on, she has a tendency to smoke. And I want to throw out a question to anyone who has asthma. If you were to smoke... Like, to me, the idea of smoking when you have asthma is one of the stupidest things I could possibly think of you doing. But anyways, I just wanted to make sure you all understood that she is asthmatic, but she can also become visible if she is holding her breath.
Here we have coupe, which I recently learned is a French ballet term that means to cut, hence the knives.
That's very clever.
Yeah, but it sounds dumb to say, so everybody calls her Coop. She was an assassin for the mob, then went independent.
They actually don't know what her age is. But then again, you never ask Lee how old she is. She has decent stats for combat, for intellect, as well as mobility. Which makes sense, because if you're an assassin, you should have a decent amount of intellect, because of course you'd be wanting to learn a lot about your targets if you're going to make successful assassinations. Umbrokinetic weaponry, umbrokinetic flight, and superhuman accuracy. That is important to know. It's unknown where she was born. Her bio. Mysterious, deadly, and unapproachable. True kill count. Like many things about her, is unknown. A lot of stuff that's unknown about her. Aggravated assault, extortion, first-degree murder, kidnapping, and stalking.
Punch up.
Carnival's strongman who made a deal with a sorceress. She gave him the strength of 10 men. His muscles grew, but his body shrunk.
He's got all the charming brains of a greasy bowling ball.
This is the guy who's voiced by Jacksepticeye. He's 43 years old, and he's 3'3". I think when I saw flat streaming this, somebody said that's J3's height. As you can imagine, so he has pycnokinesis. He has superhuman strength and durability, and he's immune to pain. He's from Ireland, because of course he is, because he's voiced by Jacksepticeye. He's a good Irishman. Possesses the strength of 10 men and half of the height of one. He's committed battery, parole violation, public intoxication, second-degree murder. He's a flyweight and a brawler. The smallest strongman in the world. He has a good amount of combat and a good amount of vigor. Not much mobility or intellect, but he's also got a decent amount of charisma. Because he's an Irishman. Of course he's got charisma.
Malevola. Terrifying. She's got a magic sword, and she creates portals that allow her to teleport.
Somehow she's still late for every meeting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she does it on purpose.
So, Malevola. She's an interesting one. She actually has good, decent all-around stats. She's like the closest thing in this game to like a jack-of-all-trades type of character. You can basically build her to be good, decently at everything, not necessarily be good at one thing, because, I mean, you can just basically have her kind of like round out a bunch of the stats. She's 33 years old. This is amusing. Her height is 6'6". Lol. Demon physiology, because she's the devil from down under, because she's from Australia. She's a sorceress and a half demon. By the way, this is the character that's voiced by Alana Pierce. I loved watching her play this game. She shared something rather sweet that actually caused her to cry on stream, which I thought was wonderful about her time playing this character. But she has demon physiology. She has portal creations. Yes, she opens portals. She has life force absorption and wound transferal. If you don't understand what that means, that actually gets explained when we discover their powers. Because they do have powers, and I'll explain that when we actually discover that, when we get to the gameplay portion here soon. It's unknown where she was born, although apparently she's from Australia. So my guess is maybe if she's considered the devil from down under, then wouldn't she possibly have been, I don't know, Sydney possibly? I don't know. Possesses a prehensile tail, basically like a tail that she can like use to like grab things and just maneuver and such. Like basically, if you're holding two things and you have your tail, you can have the tail grab the third thing. We'll see this on display later. She's Sonar's Narcotics Anonymous sponsor. Yes, she and Sonar are actually pretty tight. She's an atheist, lol. I find that very amusing on a number of levels. And she is a true crime aficionado, so I'm guessing she's a big fan of the show True Crime. Assault, burglary, extortion, forgery, kidnapping, and second-degree murder. Remember, Sonar is is quite the drug user. So Malevola is his sponsor, trying to help get him to basically not be a junkie anymore.
That's Golem. He is a construct.
A construct?
Yeah. A bunch of dirt and mud made sentient with magic. I think he's lonely.
So yes, he's a sentient construct. Defender and versatile. He's only 20 years old. He's 7'7". He's voiced by a rapper. I can't remember his name. I'm not familiar at all with his work. I just know that he's voiced by some rapper I just don't know the name of. But what I also found out, apparently Alana Pierce said on her stream that apparently this guy didn't necessarily want to be credited because apparently he had an issue with being credited as a voice actor in a video game. I don't know. I guess he was just one of those who was a little ashamed about being associated with video games. So anyway, he's as you can probably guess, he has a good amount of combat, but of course vigor is his main stat because you can imagine he's actually quite tanky. He can basically be the tank of your group. He's a morphological being. He has earth mimicry and regenerative healing. He's a large mass of clay and dirt and enjoys poetry and basketball. You'll hear this in some phrases he says. And he has difficulty with squeezing through doors. He's committed to abetting, disturbing the peace, and vandalism.
Prism, Michigan born and raised. Her power is weird. She weaponizes light rays or some A lot of this stuff is a guess.
Why does she dress like a pop star?
She's actually super talented.
I'm amused that they toss in the she's from Michigan part. I don't know why he felt the need to toss that out there. Trick of the Light. She's a pop star and illusionist. 26, 5'4". Photokinesis. Photo ionization. Holographic manipulation. So she can basically make illusions and projections. She's from Flint, Michigan. I'd have to see on the map where exactly that is. Because obviously I'm familiar with places like Ann Arbor as well as... oh, gosh. Oh, man, I'm blanking on that. I'm having a brain fart on it. I have a friend named Marisa. She's from... Lansing. She's from Lansing, Michigan. That's where Michigan State is. But I'm not quite familiar where Flint is. Of course, we all know about Detroit as well. So she has 1.3 million followers. She's a music snob. She's highly dramatic. Consistently requests a return to her trailer. Assault, drug possession, DUI, and tax evasion. that one amuses me. So she has good amount of combat as well as a good amount of charisma. I mean, I guess that would make sense. You have to have a decent amount of charisma to be able to gain a following, right, Twitch?
Wait, so the Z team, my team, their Phoenix program?
That is correct.
Your own motley crew of dangerous ups.
We're not looking for miracles, but we'd love one if we could get it. Can you show him his desk?
Sure. What's that arm squeeze about?
You want one? Here.
Oh. This is you. Pretty sparse, but feel free to decorate.
Oh my gosh, that computer.
This computer's older than you look.
Y'all, I'm old enough to remember when computers looked like that. Some of y'all are a little too young to remember those days, but I remember those days. Some of the old PC computers from back in those days. I look at this, I'm like, why are we using computers this old in this place? Is this how bad their budget is that they can't afford better computers than this?
Wait, so we're doing this? I haven't even met the team yet.
We did the slideshow.
First of all, that wasn't a slideshow.
Look, we like to start slow. Most people don't make it past the first dispatch, and this is better for everybody's safety.
What do you mean, safety?
That reminds me.
You'll be fine. And this here is our little slice of the Southland. Whenever there's a crisis in the area, we get a call, and guess who answers?
Me.
Exactly. Now put your headset on and introduce yourself to these.
Hey, team. This is your dispatcher, Robert Robertson. I'm starting my first shift.
Tell me that's not your real
You started?
Robert.
You can't be this shook on your first day. Come on.
Can we clear the channel, please? There's a lot of overlapping on this.
I saw him in his underwear.
Who? Roberto's son?
I saw him in his underwear.
He packing much?
No, but he's got a lot of bruises, which I'm into.
Again, please clear the channel.
I get it, your email.
Shut the f*** up. Let me remind you, these calls are recorded for training purposes. So keep the line clear before we send your stupid back to whatever cell we pulled your stupid out of. Alright?
Thank you, Chase, for filling the call that you just said is used for training purposes with a bunch of F-bombs. I'm sure that's going to go over really well with HR. Like I said, HR violation the game. It's all over the place. I'm sure they're going to have a wonderful time showing that that particular clip to new hires and trainees and such, right? Oh, man. Give me 1 second here, y'all. I'm just kind of trying to remember something I looked at before. I have a tendency to be a bit of of someone who likes to make sure I get all these kind of things right. In fact, when I was first playing this, I had a tendency to, like, it has an autosave system, but I had a tendency to, like, if I failed too many times, something like that, I would go, like, exit to the main menu, and basically would start at the very beginning, and I would do these over again, just trying to make sure I got them all correct. I have a tendency to do that, so I'm trying to avoid doing that. But, so I might be looking up, say, I don't know, some missions guides via the Steam community on who they probably think you should be sending on some of these missions. Possibly. Anyways. But this is where the real fun of the game starts.
My son's balloon is stuck in a tree. Can you send someone?
Hi, Kiwi. How you doing? Yeah, no, it's more so me, like, I don't like failing too many of these kind of missions. I like to make sure I get them correct. And plus, there are achievements, actually, via, if you're playing this on Steam or PlayStation, whatever platform you play this on, there are achievements for, like not missing any missions. So, there are guides, especially when it comes to, like, achievement guides and such, on, like, hey, here's the recommended order or choices that you should do for these things, you know. So I might be on my phone peeking at the ones that it recommends for some of these. Especially depending on what the stats actually are. It's also a nice way to also... I'm doing fine. I'm just obviously also doing this. This isn't going to go too long tonight because I do have a very long, busy week coming up starting tomorrow because, of course, Wicked is coming out. So let's just say I'm going to be rather busy. It's going to be a rather tiresome week for me. So this is kind of one of those last hurrahs because basically tomorrow starts the holiday season. So I imagine starting tomorrow I'll be busy up until the beginning of January. So yeah, but I'll still try and see if I can find some time on days off and such to do some of the stuff. So now let me show you, because I'm going to go ahead and pick Invisigal for this one. Even though climb is not necessarily it's not a proper indicator, because they'll use terms here highlighted to give you an idea of what stat you should be using for these things. But it doesn't make it very clear, like it doesn't show the symbol. So you kind of have to interpret what a lot of these things are actually implying when it comes to what you should use for these missions. But in this case, the idea here is that we go ahead and use Invisigal.
Fine, I'm going.
Because she can have utilize the mobility. Plus, hopefully she doesn't make the child cry if she doesn't go out of her way.
I know a shortcut for this guy's backyard. Trust me, I can handle this a lot faster on my own.
But then we get, depending on certain circumstances, we actually get to discover and reveal certain powers that they have, where when we reveal them, it will open up more opportunities for expanding on these powers later on. So learning how to reveal some of these... Okay, it just automatically did that. But basically, what it said was if you send her on a mission alone, it reduces the call time and allows her to move to the mission a lot faster than if she was paired up with somebody else. So that's her main power. I can also tab and go over here and actually see and show it again. But you can see there's actually upgrades that you can be able to do, but only if you get a certain mission, courtesy of Blazer, to actually train them where you can get more of their actual powers. So if you have something that requires just one person with good mobility, it's a really good idea to send a Invisigal on these.
Mr. Vanderstank is requesting a hero for a very important event.
Who's this Vanderstink guy?
Willem Vanderstink. Certified genius. Literally, he has a certificate.
You aren't a genius if you need a piece of paper that says you're a genius.
You're just jealous. This guy rules.
So we're going to go ahead and...
On it.
I think we're going to go ahead and send... or should I send Sonar? I'm tempted to send either Sonar or Prism. It really depends on whether or not it's talking about intellect or charisma. And he has both. But still, it's like, This is why I was trying to look up that guide. Just to double check. Because it basically had a full-on... In fact, hold on just a second. Because I pulled this up before. I know I did. There it is. Because there's a full-on achievement guide on the Steam community page giving you a layout on choices if you just want to get the achievement for a perfect run right from the get-go in this first episode. Alright, so here it is. Alright, so yeah. So it says Sonar is perfect for this. So he's very good at doing this. Plus it's also going to reveal his power.
You ever feel like you had so much potential and you're being wasted as a cog in a corporate machine? I don't.
I'll take Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Dibs on Monday.
What are you guys talking about?
We're taking bets on when you'll quit.
Friday?
Today's Friday.
I know.
Really, Invisigal? Really? Oh my gosh. Oh. I just looked at the guide. I wasn't supposed to send her, I was supposed to send Flambe. So like I said, You can just exit the menu and go to resume, and it's going to start. So we do have to sit through this a bit to start again. But
that is correct.
Oh man,
Your own motley crew
that
of
irritated me right there.
We're not looking
That's
for
the
miracles.
RNG that's at play in this
But we'd
game.
love one if we could get it.
It's very much like a
Can you show him his
D&D
desk?
session where you have a good chance at making that dice roll, and
What's that arm squeeze about?
You want one?
had a
Here.
bad roll.
Oh.
And man, I hate getting bad
This is
rolls
you.
like that.
Pretty sparse, but feel free to decorate.
And yes, you can fail very high percentage chances. I have had a 90% chance fail. There's also achievements
This
to
computer's older
to
than
succeed
you,
at a very low percentage chance. I don't know how many times it's going to take me to play to get
so
that.
We're doing this? I haven't even met the team yet.
We did the slideshow.
First of all, that wasn't a slideshow.
Look, we like to start slow. Most people don't make it past the first dispatch, and this is better for everybody's safety.
What do you mean, safety?
You'll be fine. And this here is our little slice of the Southland. Whenever there's a crisis in the area, we get a call, and guess who answers?
Me.
Exactly. Now put your headset on and introduce yourself to these.
Hey, team. This is your dispatcher, Robert Robertson. I'm starting my first shift.
Tell me that's not your real
Starting?
name.
You can't be this shook on your first day. Come on.
Can we clear the channel, please? There's a lot of overlapping on this.
I saw him in his underwear.
Who? Roberto's son?
I saw him in his underwear.
He packing much?
No, but he's got a lot of bruises, which I'm into.
Again, please clear the
Oh,
channel.
I get it, your email.
Shut the up. Let me remind you, these calls are recorded for training purposes. So keep the line clear before we send your stupid back to whatever cell we pulled your stupid out of. Alright?
My son's balloon is stuck in a tree. Can you send someone?
I'm going.
Mr. Vanderstank is requesting a hero for a very important event.
Who's this Vanderstink guy?
Willem Vanderstink, certified genius. Literally, he has a certificate.
You aren't a genius if you need a piece of paper that says you're a genius.
You're just jealous. This guy rules.
I'll take Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Dibs on Monday.
What are you guys talking about?
We're taking bets on when you'll quit.
Friday?
Today's Friday.
I know.
Watch me burn.
So yeah, after success, he gains combat mobility. The effect stacks. All boosts will reset after a failure.
Okay, what's going on with Sonar?
Oh, that, yeah. He kind of randomly turns into a monster sometimes.
Randomly.
We are working on controlling it.
Yeah.
Oh my god! My Amadeus breaks everywhere!
Alright, so sometimes we'll get ones where we can just go ahead and hack to get it to succeed.
Got you. Let's see if I can do this. Nailed it.
Nailed it! As Alucard would say, nailed it!
Still got it.
Get these idiots out of my bar before they destroy it. And don't send the flaming a**hole.
Do you know who we saw in the bar last night? Mecha Man.
And he kicked Flambe's
Okay. That little did not kick my
You did, though.
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
No, you didn't. Because it didn't happen, Bob. So we're all going to shut up about it.
Bob.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, hold on a second.
Bye then.
You're just guessing.
We needed another backup dancer,
So yeah, when she gets signed to a call and she gets put in the second slot, she'll actually duplicate the person in the first slot. So, but we're gonna go ahead and send her by herself,
outta here.
actually.
I got a coupon for a free mani at Denise's, but fair warning, Denise is a snitch, so don't tell her nothing.
Boat robbery in progress at the yacht club.
Alright, this is where we'll send
So what was your read on
by
this
herself.
Mecha Man guy?
Washed up, drinking alone. A robot guy without his robot, I guess.
So, just a guy?
Hear that, Flambe? You got your kicked by just a guy.
All of you, shut the up.
Give him a makeover.
All right. From this point on, you two have been reborn as Saber and the Bruiser.
Hey, a hero ranked up. Good job. Go check that hero database. Now navigate to the new Upgrade tab. Every rank up earns skill points. Use them for increasing stats. Use the plus icon next to a stat to spend a skill point. Once you confirm, you can't go back.
So, I usually have a tendency to be a bit of a, I guess you could call it a min-maxer, and like I like to have characters that specialize in very specific things. The problem is, if you rely on just one and then you need them for something, for multiple things, you could have an issue. So it can be a good idea to make sure you have multiple of a good, decent amount of a certain stat. So she'll be charisma, of course.
Flambe, you're off route.
%83. There we go.
Oh, did I do that right?
Hey, someone's robbing the museum. I don't know what you do, man. I just started today.
Yeah, this should be fine.
Bobby, buddy, you made an excellent choice. The only right choice, I'd say.
The fire at a local park has gotten out of control.
Did you start that fire?
No.
The fire that's burning 2 blocks from where you're standing. You didn't start that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm on break, so how could I know?
Flambe, stop around. I've got enough problems without you making new ones.
Whatever, man.
So I'm actually going to... So the correct choice here is actually Gollum. Because he'll get a choice to actually smother the flames with his body. However, I'm going to send Punch Up. And I'm doing this on purpose because I'm trying to reveal his power as well. I'm actually going to let him go ahead and fail this if he can.
Heading there.
Danny the Bone Zone Diaz here. Today's topic is all about SDN hiring criminals to protect us?
So this is going to require some intellect. I may need to send Coop on this one, actually. Alright. Gonna have him be my intellect guy, of course.
Time to freak some f***ers out.
Alright, so this one should be a mobility mission. Unfortunately, How long do I have to wait for this one? I don't have much time. Okay. It's recommended to send either Sonar in his human form or Prism if you have upgraded her intellect. I have not. She only has 2 intellect. So I'm probably going to need, because I think Sonar would have had 4. So I'm probably going to have to go ahead and send Coop.
Fine. He leaked my mugshot.
This is not the correct choice, by the way. I'm doing this specifically to reveal his power.
I think I'm gonna use me head.
So, when a hero gets injured, their stats do get decreased by 1. If an injured hero does get hurt again, they'll become downed. However, Punch Up does not receive any debuffs when he gets injured, and he cannot be downed. So yeah, he's pretty durable. It's pretty great.
We've encountered these thieves before.
Alright, so it recommends using a pair of mobility heroes. And it says, you can go ahead and use Invisigal on this if you want. But of course, if we have somebody else with her, like Flambe, that should be fine as well. Just checking if I need them for something else. I don't think so, not yet.
Need to get some steps in anyway.
Didn't even break a sweat.
And she's, of course, going to have good mobility.
On fuego.
Let's see how Coop did. Oof, not good chances. Nope. Ugh. That's unfortunate.
Can't be.
Hey, Bobby. Here, William Vanderstink needs a security detail. Is it cool if I go? I've been wanting to pitch him some stuff I've been working on.
Yeah, pretty sure that's exactly what he's trying to avoid.
So for some situations, you can only choose one. One is send Sonar or send anyone else.
I'm a high-ranking Vanderstanker. It would mean a lot.
We're going to need you to protect Mr. Vanderstank from the Vanderstanker fan club.
Sure. Go ahead.
Thanks, man. You will not regret this.
Well, I didn't think I would until you said that.
Alright, so we need to evacuate the homes and rescue anyone trapped. This is actually a good opportunity to do this. Actually, no, I take that back.
Sick.
What this is a good opportunity to do is we could send a Visigal as well. But at the same time, we also can, well, maybe not. This is another opportunity to reveal Malevola's power.
Yeah, alright.
Which is healing.
Yeah, that's gonna leave a mark. Good. Oh, now it's bad.
So yeah, life
Man.
trade. Malevola heals one hero when she is sent on a call together with someone who's injured. She then receives +1 charisma or vigor and the effect stacks.
A kid just robbed me. That little shit. I want him behind bars.
It says I should have sent Malevola on this particular mission here.
Whatever. The kid should take up arson instead.
Huh.
Make it relatable. You know, tell a story.
I've got a great story. Can never have too many soft skills. Half man, half bat, all freak.
Swift as the night, sharp as my knife.
And this reveals her power. On calls with 2 slots, Coop gains +1 to combat if placed in the first, and +1 to mobility if placed in the second.
Sure, your call. Yeah, tell whatever loser that needs us that I'm on my way.
How long was the last dispatcher here?
2 days. New record.
How the did that happen?
I set the car on fire. Yeah. Very flammable. Kia sold.
Oh, she can walk through the flames. How about that? There we go.
So you finally noticed. I'm perfect. Ready, set, fire.
Alright, so because I sent the 2 of them, that can either have Invisigal get the paintings out quietly or take down the thieves, not the art.
You get the paintings out quietly.
No promises. I'm a screamer.
Jeez.
Perfect. Grannies, I got this.
Hold up. Aren't you banned?
Yeah, and I gotta get unbanned. Just so you know, I'm not going for you. I'm going because I have to. Can I get ice down here, please?
What does that mean?
She's asking for a tap-in. We got access to security cams of SDN subscribers all over our territory.
Wow, really? Is that legal?
Don't ask questions. Just always make sure to read the fine print.
I didn't do this.
Right, I feel like you've said that a lot in your life. What happened?
This is how I found the place. The old guy, who I assume is Granny, was laying here when I walked in. Hey, what's your favorite donut?
Look, can you just focus? What, you got ADHD or something?
Yes, f***er. Is it that obvious?
Yes, it is.
Well, then answer the question. I don't want to sit here and fixate on it when we're supposed to be doing...
Okay, so this is a fun question for chat. What's your favorite donut? Now, my personal answer is actually not amongst these choices. If you're, I guess I would probably say that like sometimes the donuts I usually tend to gravitate towards the most are like the chocolate glaze with sprinkles ones. Not plain glaze, chocolate glaze with sprinkles on them. I tend to like those. But there's a number of other ones that I can say I like, but I guess I could say that's my favorite, but I don't necessarily have a favorite. Now, here's the thing. There's an achievement here bound to what apparently is the least chosen one.
Whatever, superhero.
Those long ones with the cream inside.
Oh, you like a donut?
No. They're called...
You love big, long, cream-filled donuts. I got it, dude. You like your donuts up in your throat, in your ass, both.
Yep, you got me. I love gobbling on hot, sloppy donuts. Love them from my mouth to my butt. How's it going? First date. Thanks for asking me that, so you could get all your funny jokes out. Now, can we maybe address the body in the room? What are you doing? You gonna poke it with a stick?
Check his pulse.
Granny's alive. Thank Christ. I didn't want to have to lip this guy. So, can I go now?
No, this isn't
A wellness check. It's a B&E. Let's figure out the purpose still there.
perp, B&E.
Okay, Lieutenant. I can't think of a character from a cop show.
Cool. Well, why don't you stay put and work on that while I get another camera up online?
She's my least favorite. The worst of the lot.
That surprises me. You guys got similar energy. How do I switch cameras?
Just click the side here and you can cycle all the cameras in the building.
It's weird getting tech advice from an old person.
Bro, I'm not even 40 yet.
Weird hearing bro from an old person.
Dan. Lieutenant Dan? Is that a thing?
Yes, I am the legless Vietnam vet from Forrest Gump. Sick burn. Am I doing something wrong? Pushing that button just says access denied.
Sometimes people add extra security. They don't understand it just makes it harder for us to do our job.
Hey, what's taking so long? Are you sleeping or something, or are you just bad at your job?
Hacking time.
Why does a donut shop even need extra security?
Hello?
Ugh.
This node represents a code to use later. Remember it.
Up, down, left, left.
This node has an unknown code. Find the key.
Alright, what do we got here?
Perp, Beanie, who are you, Lieutenant Dan?
Hey, shut up for a sec. You're not alone. He's coming your way, armed. You need to disappear.
Why are you whispering, you idiot? You're in my ear.
No!
This it's a gusher.
Be careful.
I got this, Lieutenant Dan. Never mind.
Lieutenant Dan!
Got any more great advice?
Disappear!
I didn't choose that, by the way. It automatically will choose something for you if you don't pick fast enough. So it chose for me. That's important to understand about this game. If you AFK, choices will still get made. It'll just randomly choose one.
Gotcha now, invisible.
Invisigal, just hold him off while I find a way to help. I can use the overhead sprinklers to short out his blaster. Come on, come on, come on. Got him.
Up, down. Left, up. Up, down, left, up.
Granny, I don't think you know how to use that thing, so why don't you—
Shut the f*** up!
Oh, I'm one of the good guys.
You? Yeah, right. Don't me, okay? Nobody Granny! Nobody with Granny!
Invisigal, stay calm.
Great advice, Lieutenant Dan.
Stop calling me Lieutenant Dan, because the joke doesn't work and you sound dumb.
Okay, disarm Granny before the thing blows his face off. It looks super unstable.
So your expert opinion is to
Attack the client.
I did things your way and it turned to I'm taking out the guy who's been trying to kill me.
That wasn't a suggestion, it's a direct... Hey, Invisigal, you okay? Hey, are you okay? Come in.
I'm fine. But this guy, Less fine. Smells like bacon a little. It's gross, but it's also kind of not bad.
Yeah, great. Okay, where's the perp?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you gotta be kidding me.
This feels like a win to me.
That was pretty good for first day. Sometimes people, get electrical burns.
She disobeyed a direct order.
Well, that's the problem. This isn't the army, and these ain't soldiers. They're supervillains. Look, why don't you take a breather? We can debrief with Blazer in a bit. Here, there's vending machines in the break room. You look like you could use a snack.
Are you sure you're not actually 80 years old?
So every time you level up in your performance review, you will get a item that will definitely be useful later on. But also you get an extra random point, which will be helpful depending on how you want to build some of your characters. So these are the things you can get depending on how you level them up. This is coffee. This is second wind. Basically, if a character is resting, you'll be able to bring them out of resting right away. If they are injured, you can use this to bring them out. If they get downed, you can use this to bring them up. This will be very helpful later on. So let's see. We get charisma. So then we can decide, who do we want to give it to? Who else would benefit from this? I mean, obviously, like Sonar and Prism are those ones. Who else would benefit from this as well? I find it amusing that Gollum has a point in charisma. Malevola is also a good choice for that as well. So is Punch Up, actually, believe it or not. He's quite charismatic. I'm going to go ahead and put it into... Actually, wait, hold on. Like, I mainly like to build Punch Up as a combat and vigor character. But he could be helpful with charisma as well. If you're wondering why I'm hesitating on Sonar, there's a reason for that. And in case you are wondering, I'm actually still a little indecisive on on a certain choice coming up. You know the one. Flambe could be a decent choice for that as well. Sure, let's give it to Punch Up. I love the alternate names on the products for these snacks. You notice that, right? Now, clearly they were able to get permission for Twinkies, because they have no hesitation putting Twinkies on the label.
Hey. What kind of superhero flinches? I didn't say which superhero. Chill out.
I'm sure you all saw in the background, Sonar it was eating a rat. I mean, he is a bat. But you know, Robert, just because they get squished like that doesn't mean that now you can't still eat them. You know, but I'm also not really that much of a fan of Twinkies anyway, so I wouldn't even be getting Twinkies personally.
If you had people trying to kill you for the last 15 years, you'd be jumpy too.
What makes you think my life has been any different? You think growing up surrounded by a bunch of bag villains, I didn't need to watch my back?
I can't just disappear, okay? I actually have to face my problems.
What the f?
You can't just go around... Ow! Why does he keep screaming?
His name's Sonar.
Yeah, I know what sonar means.
What's up?
Then why are you asking why he keeps
What's up? She was just explaining your, You know what? Never mind. Good shift.
This guy is weird.
That's coming from a half man, half bat. He's the one saying, man, this guy over here, he's weird. And of course, I'm sure some people just... Now, I will admit, I'm not that much of a watcher of Charlie's content. I've seen various clips of him here and there, but I'm not like an active watcher of his or anything. I'm familiar with him, but not that much compared to other people. So I didn't necessarily... I know some people have an issue playing this because they have a hard time not hearing the voices, but at the same time, I've gotten used to that over the years because, you know, with people like Laura Bailey and Jennifer Hale, Steve Bloom, like, you know, Nolan North, Troy Baker, you can't help but hear these actors everywhere because they do a lot of stuff. You just get used to it over time. But I don't have as much of an issue as hearing his voice from this character as much as other people do, but I just still find that very amusing that the Batman, the little man bat who is eating a rat over there, is like, this guy's weird.
Yeah, he is. Look, I actually just came by to celebrate the mission going well. Didn't mean to interrupt your little snack. What, do you need a pre-chew like a little baby bird?
Look at me. You disobeyed a direct order. How can you think it went well? You trashed the place. The suspect got away and you got the client hurt. I don't think when he called us, he thought he'd be ending the day with Lefty because you turned his other arm into a pork rind.
Granny would be fine if Granny didn't pick that thing up in the first place. He's just some dumb trying to be a hero. And don't say it, I know where you're going.
Fact of the matter is that didn't need to happen. We could have had an outcome where the client doesn't get fried and we get the perp if you had just listened to me. You ask for help, then I can... What now? I make the calls, not you.
Here's some advice. You're right at home behind that desk because you're no hero. You were a nerd playing a video game in a suit your daddy built. Now you're a twitchy little turtle without its shell. A real hero puts their on the line. A real hero can't just press a button and make their problems disappear.
The suit isn't what made me a superhero. It was how I did my job that made me Mecha Man. Based on what I saw today, you wouldn't last a day as Mecha Man. Because there isn't a mech suit in the universe that'll keep you from being a selfish...
In case you're wondering, no, there is no way to prevent you saying that to her. This is part of my issue, and again, I'm going to call them Telltale games, because this is what they are. This is a Telltale game. There's no getting around that. This is a Telltale game. Because it's the exact same thing that I've experienced with previous ones, from Walking Dead to Guardians of the Galaxy to Tales from the Borderlands to Game of Thrones to Wolf Among Us. They all have this thing. They talk about how every choice you make changes things. Every choice you make matters. When that is an actual lie. Here's the reality with Telltale games. Some choices will change things, okay? There's a big choice coming up in a later episode that is absolutely going to change some things. But there are some choices you make that make no difference whatsoever. There are some choices you make that you're like, oh, maybe if I had chosen something later, a different outcome would have happened. No. The reality is that there are some outcomes that are completely unavoidable when it comes to Telltale games. I've experienced this time and time again in multiple Telltale games. They say all your choices matter when the reality is only some choices matter. But otherwise, some of your choices do not matter. And this is one of them. It doesn't matter what I say here. Robert's still going to say that to her, and she's still going to get really upset here. It may have an effect in terms of what a result that can happen in the later episodes, like the last episode, in terms of her overall fate. But there's no way to avoid saying that and getting her upset here. It happens no matter what. Also, I don't know if you guys saw the poster on the wall there. Stay positive with the cat with the paw. Get it? Positive.
Ah! Feel bad. Good.
I need to add this as a rule. Hey, so Hazel, for one thing, please do not come into my chat and start posting your Discord, okay? And you are not the first to come in and talk about this, about requesting for this. It's rather, I consider it rather rude for you to do that, so I'm going to be timing you out to get rid of all that, okay? But I am going to be making it a rule from now on that you are not allowed to come into my chat and just immediately post my Discord about that stuff. I consider that a rather rude thing to do. Especially when it's your first time in here as a first-time chatter, okay? That's a very inappropriate thing to do. Just out of the blue like that.
You gonna eat those Twinks?
That's not what they're... You know what?
See, I look at those, I'm like, you know, those are still fine, Robert. You could still have those, but...
Help yourself.
Then again, I'm not, like I said, not a big fan of Twinkies anyway.
What happened to your nose?
Here we go.
You have a tissue hanging from your nose, Robert. I was trying to ignore it, but that became impossible when it started soaking in blood.
I get nosebleeds when it's this dry. The air in the office, it's on the dry side.
Is it on the dry side? I'll have facilities look into it. All right, boys. We're here to assess Robert's first shift, and aside from whatever happened here, I thought it was pretty good.
What?
Told you, Robbie.
I was watching on the monitor. The work you did dispatching. I don't think the Z-Team has ever had a better shift than that.
We just might need to confront the fact that it might be the best they can do. Especially the way the Granny thing went.
Yeah, now the Granny situation, that wasn't ideal. But I've seen so much worse with Invisigal.
Let's be real. She ain't gonna make it.
She's difficult to work with, sure. But I see a lot of promise in her. Really. Even the other Z-Teamers respect her.
They're afraid of her.
I should have done better. Maybe a couple wires got crossed toward the end there. I could have been a little more clear with her.
You crossed 0 wires, okay? She crossed them for you.
Look, Robert, you should be proud. The bar is very low with this group.
Well, it's not low for me. Look, I like to make a joke and keep things light as much as the next person. But when it comes to work, I'm not around here.
I love that quote, by the way. And I feel like that's something a lot of people don't really embrace. Like, I guess maybe I'm saying this also as somebody who works with folks who are literally 20 years younger than me. But I can't tell you how many folks I see at my job that they just, when it comes to work, like when they're on the job and such, they just do not take anything seriously and they just don't care. And they just like, yeah, they're just like there. And sometimes, a lot of the time, especially like in that kind of setting, environment, that's kind of the mentality I go into. It's like, look, I mean, yeah, I'm someone who also likes to keep things light and make a joke every now and then to keep things light. But when it comes to actually like, you know, work, you know, I'm not screwing around here. Like this, you know, like there's a reason that I've been doing this for 12 years now. Even if I'm not doing it at the highest quality and not having things such as like this person saying that I don't have like panels and such. And yeah, I will admit, there's a lot of stuff I don't have set up. There's quite a lot of things I just simply do not have set up and ready. But even so, I still like to approach these things from a serious professional perspective. I like to take this stuff seriously and try to be professional and be as... I like to take this seriously when it comes to trying to make this as entertaining and enjoyable for all of y'all to watch. I really do. I wouldn't be doing this as long as I have or as much as I have or care about this as much as I do if that was not true. If that wasn't the case. So I appreciate... This is one of the reasons I really like Robert in this game, in this story. I appreciate that mentality he has. And this is where he says something that's very, very important and enlightening about the story of this game.
If you want the Phoenix program to survive, the bar needs to go up.
And how would we do that?
By treating the Z-Team like what they are, a bunch of villains. And leading a supervillain team takes a different approach than a superhero team. I need to be around them. I need them to see I'm all in, and they need to match that energy.
Some tough love.
The only kind I know. And based on what I've seen, the only version they'll respond to. I'm not saying everyone will make it. They won't. I'm not saying it won't get spicy. It will. But when it does, I also need you to trust me to handle it. I don't want you stepping in. They need to respect me, even if I don't have powers.
That whole sequence right there, what he just said, I love that so much. Understanding that this is not just we can treat them like heroes. No. This is not a group that you treat like heroes and they just automatically become heroes. No. A group of heroes is a very different thing than a group of former villains. These guys are still villains that are trying to become heroes, but they still act and go about things like villains. And Robert understands that. He's been Mecha Man for years. He knows how villains operate. He's dealt with them for a long time. That's why he understood what was really going on here. Probably a bit more so than Blazer does, because he's had to be a lot more nitty gritty about it, especially because he also doesn't have powers to rely on. He had to basically resort to himself and his ingenuity, his smarts, and of course his tech to be able to get the job done. But he also, that also meant that he had to rely a lot on this as well. It's similar to how Batman does things. He may have a lot of his tech and gadgets and such, but it's understanding things up here. His opponents and the villains and such. That's sometimes the thing that separates him from the rest. Why do you think he made all those contingency plans for every member of the Justice League? Which I was in favor of, by the way. At the end of Justice League Doom, I was totally on Batman's side. I was even applauding him when he said, "I don't belong here," and he walked out.
Okay, we'll do it your way. Monday, we'll get them in a room and introduce them to their new supervillain leader.
I can't promise it'll work. I can only promise that I'll do my best.
No way it's gonna work, but it'll be way more fun to watch.
Chase, some optimism, please.
Yeah, I also promise to do my best.
Hey, kid.
What?
What are you doing?
Yeah, no. I did this. It's weird because I saw this lady, smiling lady, person put a donut on your desk previously, and it was nicely on a napkin. But then she comes back and she just crazy, like the evil mode, and smashed the same donut.
What a mess.
So if you didn't catch that, just to make this perfectly clear, she asked us earlier what our favorite donut was because she wanted to grab it and bring it back as a gift for Robert, kind of like a welcome gift. So she went and got it after the mission. She brought it and placed it on his keyboard as a nice little gift for him. Then she went and saw him in the break room, and we saw what happened there. And after she had that argument, she came back and just straight up smashed it because she got really upset about that whole thing. But the fact that she did that in the first place, the whole getting a donut for him and placing it all nicely as a gift, actually says something about it. This is one of the reasons why I also say that Invisigal is probably one of the other best character in this game, because she has a really interesting arc. She actually has quite a good amount of character growth and development throughout this game, especially depending on how your choices go. And of course, she's voiced by Laura Bailey. That's probably one of the reasons why they decided to have her voice her instead. But in my opinion, I think she's actually written pretty well. But that's partly because I've seen the whole scope of the choices and how she reacts and all that stuff. She has a very interesting character arc. But this was like one of the first signs. It was like, oh, okay. So she actually has like a good heart.
Will clean it.
What? No.
No, yes. See, I'm SDN's newest. He
Hero?
Helpful janitor.
So yeah, they hired Waterboy as a janitor.
Okay.
Cool.
So it's my pleases pleasure, and it's my job, which you helped me get. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Happy to help.
It's Friday. I'm not gonna ask. You headed out?
Oh, yeah, great. Thanks, kid.
Welcome to the team, Waterboy.
Yeah, welcome to you. You too.
So yes, one of the ways he uses his powers of water is to literally vomit water out. And the fact that he did that on a computer, oh gosh, that hurt watching that. Not the him vomiting water part, just the him vomiting on the computer, on the keyboard. Oh gosh, I hope those keyboards are waterproof, but considering how old those are, probably not. Ugh.
Hey, I want you to know us fixing your suit is not contingent on you fixing the Z-Team. I wouldn't do that to you.
That's good to know.
But don't worry about that. I'm just really glad you're here, Robert. I think we're going to do some great things together.
Hey, look, I really appreciate you setting this up. It's exactly what I need right now, and it'll get me that much more excited to be back out there.
Actually, there's something I've been meaning to tell you. It's a little awkward to mention, but since the other night,
Blonde Blazer.
Do you hear the music? I mentioned to remember this music. This was the music that played when Flambe first entered SDN, and we were like hiding to prevent him seeing us. So, if we had not kissed Blazer, just a regular, just kind of like heroic music, like da-da, dun-dun-dun-da, it's very soft, kind of like heroic music and such would be playing. But because we kissed Blazer, this music's playing.
Are you ready to go? Who is this? I thought I'd cataloged all of your work companions.
Robert, this is my boyfriend, Phenomenon.
Okay. Hi!
This is our new dispatcher I was telling you about. Robert?
The third Robert Robertson, leader of the Phoenixes. Blonde Blazer told me about you.
Really? Did she, say, I don't know, what came up in that talk?
She said you're a capable, honorable man that truly cares for others. Why are you so small?
Hey, come on. You gotta stop asking people that.
Excuse me?
The way you spoke of him made him sound impressive.
Oh gosh. The way these can be taken out of context is hysterical, and I know that's on purpose. Telltale writers. I know they're not Telltale. Shut up.
Only seek to understand. I apologize. How was his first day? Was his lack of size and strength an issue?
Again, he's an alien. If you're wondering why he's talking like this, that's why.
No, he was great. It was great. It was a great first day.
That is phenomenal. We should celebrate. Blonde Blazer and I have reservations in Tokyo at a restaurant where the owner dreams of sushi.
Look at her in the background.
I'm sure they could accommodate one more, especially a special occasion like this.
Actually, I gotta get home to my dog. He's very needy.
Oh, of course. But to be responsible for another life is a beautiful thing, even if that life is a dog life.
Yeah, right.
He flies a little faster.
It was very nice to meet you, third Robert Robertson.
A pleasure was...
Now, could you step back? The power of my launch has been known to stun small beings. Phenomenal.
I haven't watched Invincible. I've seen various clips here and there, but I'm aware about like Omni-Man. I may see it someday because J. Jonah Jameson's actor voices Omni-Man. I don't know. Maybe it'd be one of those shows where when it gets concluded, I may check out someday. I'm not sure. So. I don't think this is a licensed song because I think this is a song by Prism. You know, the character on our roster. So I think that's why this is not replaced, even though I have the option to replace licensed music turned on. So, of course, over 90% of players bro-fisted Royd. I would imagine the 7% is people that either thought he touched his penis, or that they were doing the alternate choice. 75% covered for Invisigal. Well, I didn't get the achievement, so it looks like that's no longer the least chosen. So the achievement is pick the least chosen of the donuts. I still don't have that achievement. I guess because even though I've chosen all 3, I guess because it keeps changing based on percentages, so I honestly don't know. Huh. So, I said the menu changes. As you can see, the main menu here now changes in between episodes. So, we also can go ahead and re-look at our stats here if we want to. Now, you get to look at some of the art that they have with some stuff here. It's cool. It's always cool taking a look at some of the art here that they have had, like this right here in the cockpit. Different designs that we're going for with the suit for Mecha Man. Different possible designs for the dog. The one and only, the rotund Beef. Our best boy. He is the bestest boy. Blonde Blazer represents the golden age of supers. She's honorably courageous with a generous spirit and a strong dose of corporate-approved dorkiness. An old soul looking to keep the business of heroism feeling fresh and personal. Visually, we continually pushed her super persona further and further towards something felt very classic. Clean lines, bold colors, obvious strength, and a dash of mystery and flair. It's interesting comparing the early designs compared to the later ones. Other possible scenes here, like her literally breaking the vending machine. When we began to build up Invisigal, the piece on the far left was the first concept that was drawn. We then went on a long journey of tweaking Vizzy's character, her clothes, her tattoos and piercings, her powers, her attitude, only to realize that we still liked the original idea best. Classic game development, right? So this is one of the reasons why some games will actually take a while, is a lot of the developers are constantly going through various different ideas of what they may or may not want to do with the game in terms of designs and such. Like, they'll go with one idea and then they'll be like, nah, let's try something else. Like, they go through various different ideas before they finally decide on some stuff. And then we have comics. So, this is a bit more in regards to Waterboy. So yeah, he lives with his grandmother. He tried to find ways to use his power to help. Didn't always work out too well. Which, of course, then led him to... that was also on the day that he was Yeah, he got hit by Flambe's car. Yeah, Flambe has a tendency to pick on him. And that, of course, led him to meeting us. Now, this lets us know about the history between Malevola and Sonar before they joined. I found us a job. Oh, thought you wanted to cool it on doing crimes. I do. The gig's above board. Actual legal employment. The Phoenix program at SDN. I signed us up. Lame. This is called their last bender, by the way. Look, I got 1,200 shares of Diatropics. I've got to offload. Hey! Tomorrow, we are turning our lives around once and for all. Which means that tonight... Yeah. Yep. So, of course, they basically tried to have one last big party and such, which, of course, involved, you know, doing drugs and such, going to a strip club, blah, 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 blah. I love the bottom image there. For a moment, I thought that was the Golden Gate Bridge, but then I remembered this is LA, not San Francisco. And so then that morning, being completely hungover and such, they made their way to SDN. First day of our new lives. And he vomits on a bird, which I'm guessing he then ate afterwards. Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of important to know, is that Malevola and Sonar are tight. The other duo that's actually pretty tight is Punch Up and Coop. But that's for another time. So, that's going to do it here, everybody. I need to get ready to go to bed because, like I said, I have a long day at work tomorrow. So I'm going to try to go to bed and get a decent amount of sleep tonight for a long, long week.